Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, I'm dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. 50 tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause at the Knicks we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the links, Anthony Mace. We trace the logo with those headspace that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. And city decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, what's good, everybody? What's going on? What's popping? Knicks real talk. Doing a post game tonight. Salute to everybody, man. We're gonna talk about the Knicks game last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm quite sure we done heard it all already, man. But we're gonna bring it to you from a Knicks real talk perspective. It's your man Divine. I'm in the building. Child Powell is out there putting his work in. Hopefully he can get in later. I just wanted to get in tonight, man, and give you some of my thoughts and my feelings about tonight and what you cats think about what went on last night. Played a really tough game last night, but it didn't fall in our favor. They grinded out for 45 minutes or whatever the case may be, 42 minutes, but it wasn't enough at the end. They came through in the end and they beat us, man, down at the MSG last night. So we was grinding, though. We was in there in the game trying to play hard. We played hard overall, but that 111-107 victory for them guys really took it away from us. So, we had to take it from there. But, I'm just here to say, man, you know what? They fought grinded last night, man. Salute to the Knicks for going hard last night. They left it all out there on the floor, man. This and that last couple of minutes of the game, man, they really couldn't get it popping. So, I'm hoping that they don't let this loss bother them too much. They get back at it tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers and go out there and try to eke out a victory. But it was definitely it wasn't disappointing. I just knew that they had that game for almost 40-something minutes. Then at the end of the game, man, them guys started hitting their three-point shots. They started really knocking them down. Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, them guys. They started knocking them down, and they wound up beating us, man. But they was gritty, though, last night. They fought hard. Jalen Brunson did his thing, man. Salute to him. Manuel quickly did his thing. Julius Randle had a poor performance from the three-point line, but he still wound up with 25 points. He didn't let it affect him too much. But it just was a disappointing loss just to the fact I know we had that game. We should have won that game. No question about it. We was in there, but that's what contenders, that's what champions do. It ain't over till it's over. So we got to take that one on the chin last night, and we fought at 22-19. Hopefully we can make that game back up tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers, who's one game ahead of us. But definitely was a good game overall, just a tough loss. You didn't hate to lose that way when you was in there in that game for so long, and you competing and battling, and next thing you know, it didn't pan out the way we wanted it to pan out. So, it is what it is, man. We move on to fight another day. We move on to the next day. We get into the grades and everything like that, man. I thought a couple of decisions Tom Thibodeau made at the end of the game with Evan Fournier and Hartenstein them in there when they should have had a defense guy in there. That was about the only gripe I had yesterday. That really he should have, Fournier trying to go over there to help defend the Kumbo and left my man Grayson Allen wide open. So we definitely took it on the chin from the three-point area last night. Our defense played pretty well to most of the whole game, but that three-point defense wasn't there last night, and it reared its ugly head, man. So I just wanted to say, you know what, Knicks fans, don't get too disappointed. It's just a loss, but it's one we definitely should have won. But our numbers overall wasn't good neither. If you look around the board, we wasn't too good last night. We get into all that in a few minutes, and I break it down and everything, and then we get into it, man. So let's hope that we can rebound for this thing. Get our energy going and get back at it. And I think if we can do that, we should be good to go. And we'll see how it pans out, man. But I'm really looking forward to this game tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers. But that was one we didn't want to let go last night. We really needed that. Yeah, real talk, Lewis. That three-point shooting was, man, that's what it was last night. And then they definitely didn't do that last night, man. They was letting guys leaving them open like that. And I thought that end of the game was crucial, man. Some of the ones Drew Holiday knocked down, you live with that, obviously. You live with that, and then you move on to the next game, man. But he hit some tough shots last night in that last quarter, man. But I just think overall, when Tom had left Evan Fournier there, now it's good. I don't have a problem with Evan Fournier when he's in there for the offense side of the ball. But when we need defense, you got to put your best players in there, your defense players anyway. And then obviously the Harkenstein missed some chippies that kind of turned that game around. 3 attempts to tip that ball in. He didn't get none of them. I'm reminiscing of Charles Smith and back in the days. But you can't be too mad because they played hard, man. They did play hard last night. Emmanuel quickly was doing his thing. Like I said, Jalen Brunson was doing his thing. Randall got back in the second half of this thing, so it is what it is. But it was a tough call though. Yeah, that was tough. That was one cash out that I wish we could have that back. We can't though, but that was the one because I just thought that like I said, when you got to keep your defense guys in there, man, when you're playing against guys like these guys because they champions, they know how to weather the storm, stay in there, chip away point by point, stop by stop, and I think they did that last night, and I think that was the difference in the game, for the Knicks because I think them guys really chipped away at it slowly but surely, and then once they finally got to where they wanted to go, they made their move. So. What can we say? Salute to the chat. That's where it's at, man. Johnny Davis, Aboriginal Marimi, Lewis Luck, Cash Out. Salute to you guys for coming tonight, man. We're unexpected. I just wanted to get in there and drop some of my thoughts about the game last night. And I want to do my man Jay Boogie a favor, man. Jay Boogie, this is his mom's anniversary. She passed away a year ago. I want to drop the video Sunshine from Jay Boogie to show him some love. Because my word is my bond is my life. So I want to make sure I take care of my brother Jay Boogie, man. Because real talk, that mom is everything. So salute to him and thoughts and prayers, brother, for a year later. But yeah, man. But that thing was, oh my God, Jalen Brunson was killing it last night. Quickly was killing it. Knicks, they looked good, man. They played for 44 minutes, I guess, man. You know what I mean? But they couldn't find a way to get that. And I just thought that was real tough right there. That they didn't close that game out. But they battled hard though. I mean, if you want to take anything from it, you can't say they didn't go down without a fight. I think a key possessions to me that turned that game around. Like I said, our like Lewis Luck and myself, as anybody else would say, that 3-point defense was pretty tough on the perimeter last night. We wasn't locking them cats down on the perimeter, and I think they just went at it. They went at, started launching them joints, and they was knocking them down. So a testament to them. They contended. They fight hard. They play hard every night. They looking to get back. We did a good job on Giannis last night. But Giannis made that key pass to the corner to Grayson Allen that pretty much, he knocked it down. Fournier was scrambling, and and that's what happened. So like I said, you got to take it on the chin. It is what it is. But let's see if these cats can rebound and get back at it. Salute Canal, Darren, man, all you brothers, salute y'all for coming in. But I'm still optimistic about this thing, man. And we played them cats well, man. We had that game in the bag. But I just think that a couple of Tom Thibodeau questionable calls with the defense side of the ball anyway, was major. So we got to keep it popping, man. And let's hopefully these cats stay on their grind and watch that game away. Just knock it out your memory, get in there tomorrow, and beat the Indiana Pacers and get back to six seed in the East. So we definitely got to go out there tomorrow and play hard against these young guys down there with Miles Turner, them guys. We had a Knicks Real Talk game day popping tomorrow around 6:15. So we'll be in here talking about that as well. But just for tonight, last night, man, what the world was going on. I thought we had that game in the bag. I was feeling giddy as anything the other night, last night, man. I'm like, man, these cats got this thing going. And Jalen Brunson dropped a 44, 7 and 6. He was electric. Quickly was electric. Mitchell Robinson doing Mitchell Robinson things. These guys was playing hard, man. Grimes and all the cats was playing hard, but they just couldn't prevail, man. Like I said, against a team like Giannis and them, who got championship aspirations, obviously, they're gonna come out to play hard every night, no matter what the score may be. They're gonna play 48 minutes. Boonhauser got them cats playing like that, man. So it was a lot of good things last night that went on. But like I said, between we only had 3 cats in double digits of scoring. And then with our best 3 scoring, which was quickly 23, and Randall 25, and Brunson 44. So we really didn't have nobody else on the offense popping, man. So that was pretty tough. Yeah, man. He cash out. He got to get it popping, man. It's crazy. Sometimes cash out when we always say that he don't jump high enough because one of them out of three of them misses, he should have tried to dunk one of them. Because if he would have tried to win up and dunk one of them, he might have got fouled or something. Whether it's a block shot or not, I think Hartenstein should have went up there and tried to throw one down. But that's obviously the reason why if you don't have a lot of athleticism, you can't pull that off, man. But that was disappointing for sure. I thought that he could have at least went up there and tried to dunk one of them. I don't know if he had the timing to do it or the defender didn't give him a chance to do it. I'm not just blaming it on him because he didn't do it. I was wondering if he had enough time, could have pulled it off, or if he had enough space, he could have went up there and forced that thing back up there. But it was tough, man. It was a tough one, man. So we definitely move on to the next one, man. But I'm definitely not discouraged, nothing like that. Like I said, that's a contending team. Them cat not contending playoff wise. Them final contending type of team right there. So, we held Giannis pretty good last night. He only had 22 last night, a quiet 22. He wasn't really to me that impactful last night to me, except for that pass he made to my man. He went 6 for 15 from the field, only 1 for 3. And he had 10 rebounds. He had 5 assists, and I think 5 assists what gave him that plus minus because he made some key passes to them guys on the perimeter at the right time last night, and they wound up knocking him down. So even though he didn't score a lot on us, he still had 5 assists, and those 5 assists was timely for Giannis Antetokounmpo last night. So other than that, there was Brook Lopez 17, 15 from Holiday, and Connaughton 11, Allen 11. But Drew Holiday 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes. We wound up not getting him fouled out of the game. You got to give that man credit for having 3 fouls in the first 3-5 minutes, and still was able to stay in the game and hit some big shots. Yeah, man, real talk, man. That I really thought that game was ours to lose, not to. We had it won. We should have just grinded out a little bit more. Like I said, the offense side of the ball, I get it, but a couple of them, Evan Fournier and Hartenstein in the game at a certain time would have me kind of, not confused, but what I would say, not what I expected for them cats to be there. What we needed to stop, you know what I mean? And Fournier, who haven't been playing a lot the whole season and only the last 3 or 4 games, the reason why he don't be in them situations because his defense wasn't always good. I mean, he tried, but he's not a defender at that level. So it showed that red is ugly. Because when he went in that paint, I'm like, man, I got to start leaving these cats open. You ain't got to try to double team Antetokounmpo. He ain't killing us. I'd rather for him to shoot a 2-point shot. I'd rather for Antetokounmpo to make a 2 than he pass the ball and let somebody make a 3. So I think that's what we got to get to the point where you don't want to give a 3-pointer because 3 more than 2. You know what I mean? So I could take Antetokounmpo scoring at that present time in the paint. You know what I mean? Then you kicking out that dagger to Grayson Allen. I just think that was the Fournier going down there ain't going to be able to stop Antetokounmpo. So I just thought that was a bad play him to have. And not to just throw stones at him. That particular play, I wish Fournier just would have stayed on his man instead of trying to go in there and double team Antetokounmpo. He had so much of a far stretch to get from the baseline to the paint anyway. He should have let somebody who was more close around there do the double team instead of him and leaving Grayson Allen, who's a good 3-point shooter, wide open. That was the one that killed me the most. You know what I mean? I was like, man, this can't be happening. But it is what it is, man. 111, 107. But at the same time, the killer was the defense. We gave up 38 points in that fourth quarter, 38 in the fourth. After the first 3 quarters, 22, 24, 27, the Knicks gave up 38 points in that last quarter. That's too much. And that was the change of the game right there. That's why I said that last 5 minutes of that game, it kind of went the other way. That's a lot of points to give up. And when you had a team locked in for 22, 24, 27, then they almost go for 38, close to 40 points in 1 quarter. That's tough, and I think that's where we lost the game at. So that's all right. We just got to get back at it, man. Get back at it today. Look at some film, learn off your errors, and get in there tomorrow night, get it popping. But overall, just to piggyback off of my man Jalen Brunson, man, let me tell you, he's the best thing happened to the Knicks in years. Real talk, he's the best thing happened to the Knicks in years, man. This cat was in his game. He was doing it. He was really scoring from all levels. He was really doing it. He had a popper last night. And makes it back, he was a -2. You know, just let me throw that up there, let y'all see the box scores and everything, because that's crazy to me. The way he was considered a minus. Why, I can't tell you. But he definitely was a minus last night. But that 44 point, he didn't want to keep us in that game. Even when Julius Randle wasn't shooting well in the first quarter, he found a way to Jalen Brunson found a way to get in there and make things happen for us the whole game. So salute to Jalen Brunson, man. He played all-star level basketball last night. Guys, if you look at the scores, man, Julius Randle had 40 minutes, 9 for 29, guys, 9 for 29, and he still was a +2. 9 for 20, 1 for 12 for downtown. He shot well from the charity stripe. He had 9 rebounds, he had 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He was a +2. And Mitchell Robinson, 37 minutes, 1 field goal. He only had 8 rebounds. He was a -1. We didn't get the best of Mitchell game. Like I said, Brook Lopez is a monster to handle down there as well. But Jalen Brunson, 39 minutes, shot 50% from the field goal every for 15 for 30, 4 from 10 for downtown overall, 10 for 10 for the charity stripe. After he was slumping at the charity stripe line for a couple of games, he bounced back and made the way with 7 rebounds, 4 assists, but 44 points, man. He was in his bag last night. You got to take that for what it is. Quickly, I think he had a great game last night. 9 for 14, shot 50% from downtown, only missed 1 free throw, 4 rebounds. He didn't get no assists last night, but he was +5, 23 points. He's been playing some phenomenal basketball for the New York Knicks. Couldn't grind. I wish he would have had a better game than he had. He only had 1 field goal out of 7 attempts, 0 for 3 from downtown. 8 rebounds was decent, but 1 assist and -5, 4 points. You would hope you got more for him. Topping 3 points. What can I say about that? 1 for 3. But everything else, he was -6. I don't think he had it after being off of that injury so long. So that's expected right there. Hartenstein, 10 minutes. And man, out of them 10 minutes, one of the minutes he had was one of the worst minutes he could have the whole game. He just really didn't get that ball in that hole, man, to change the momentum of that game. Deuce McBride had 3 points. He shot 1 for 3, 1 for 3 from downtown. 1 assist, 1 steal, -11. So other than I made the 3 guys in that game last night, not too many guys came to play last night, man. And to be that close and not have our guys really in their bag last night, you got to give Knicks credit for that. They didn't have it all, but they went out there and kept grinding and kept balling. So let's hope that they can brush this thing off, man, and get ready for tomorrow. But it was a real tough 4 game. The referee didn't give us no kind of favorable calls in our way that we think should have went our way. I think a couple of calls they did not give us in that game, man, that really changed the momentum in that game to me. And I'm not blaming it on the refs. It's just a couple of calls that they made that could have made a difference in the way the momentum swing for the Knicks last night. You gotta get this thing right, man. For 1 game, I'm not mad. We won 4 in a row. I was hoping it could be 5 or more. But you know what? We live to fight another day. And then it is what it is, man. And like Cruz said, man, for those who don't understand why we always want to put this guy with a guy, I think that this guy should start. You missing RJ Barrett, like Will Cruz said. We missing RJ Barrett, because it's things he do that them guys don't do. Like, see, one thing about RJ Barrett, he don't rely on the 3 ball all the time. See, I love Grimes and all the guys, but they don't get downhill like RJ. You know what I mean? He gets downhill. He going to get foul contact. He can get to the rim. He can shoot the 3 ball when it's on. But one thing he do that a lot of guys don't do on this, he go downhill. Him and Jalen Brunson, and I'm going to say quickly, them cats go downhill. They try to create foul contact. They're looking to go to the charity stripe and get some easy points. And I think we missed that last night, man. I think we missed RJ Barrett in a big way last night, man, because I think him going downhill, creating contact, and making that defense collapse is something that we missed. And Grimes probably missed it the most. Because, if RJ go downhill and Brunson go downhill, that they collapse a double team. He can kick that ball out to that 3-point line, and hopefully Grimes can be in the rhythm and knock him down. So, but this is what we got, and I'm still happy with it. Even though, like I said, Grimes a 2nd-year guy, Quickly a 3rd-year guy, Deuce a 2nd-year guy. I mean, we got a bunch of young guys in there playing ball, and they're going hard, but the experience does show sometimes. But that experience shouldn't make no difference with having Fournier last night. Man, you can't leave that cat in that. Listen, I don't care what you do. Forget Giannis. You can't leave Grayson Allen in the corner open like that. You know what I mean? Them cats, Really, they beat us from out there, man. That second quarter, them cats shot 38% from downtown. They shoot 40 on the year, and no one. And I think where I kind of wish Tibbs would have took Evan Fournier out for that reason, because they was making a run in that fourth quarter. So you should have brought back in your defense players. Your offense was all right. It would have been all right to score 107. But I think that you needed to bring your defense players back in. Like I said, they didn't shoot well overall in the game, only 43.8. But downtown, they killed us. They was 19 for 49, 38%. And that's where they beat us at last night. We lost that game on a three-point perimeter defense last night. We lost the game on a perimeter. Everything else was all right to me. I had no problem with the way they defended Giannis last night. He didn't kill us. What killed us was that three-point area. And we talked about that in the pregame yesterday, that we got to make sure we guard them threes. We talked about that till our head full off. Me, Shaw, even G Money was in the building and chat as well. They were throwing their comments about the 3-point percentage area. That's what we lost that game at last night. As it was just straight 3-point shoot. There really ain't enough to be said. So and you know, and you're right, man. We almost won that game, man. I think that's what I'm glad to see RJ back, man. You know, and forget all the pitting players against who quickly should start. No, when RJ come back, RJ goes back into the starting lineup. And if you think about this here, what did we miss most last night? The scoring off the bench. That's why you put Quickly back on that bench when he gets back. That'll be the first. He can still get the minutes. But you bring that way. If Brian's not having a good game, McBride not having a good game, I think Emmanuel can still get them 30-something minutes if them cats ain't popping. But we missed him on that bench score last night, and if we would have had RJ, that could have been a different scenario. So I do think that I can't wait to see RJ Barrett back. And I think he would have been a change in that game, because we'd have had a little bit more firepower. And you missing 20 points a game right there, like I said in the pregame. And look at our bench last night. This is what our bench gave us last night. Obi Toppin 3 points. McBride 3 points, and Fournier 3 points. Can you imagine if Quickly was on that bench and gave us the production he was giving us, and RJ would have been right there to do the things he was doing? The game could have went different, man. So you know, but sometimes you got to play with what you got. You know what I mean? I didn't understand why Jericho Sims didn't get no burn last night. I thought we could have used Jericho Sims last night. So you know, I know Obi came back, but man, I think that was pretty tough not to put Sims in there with the help out with Giannis and things of that nature, and Bobby Portis and them guys. You know, he would have kept them cats a little respectable with his strength and girth, his athleticism. He would have kept them honest. And I think Ted. I know Ted trying to go to this 9-man thing, but I kind of wish he would have treated that last night and let Jericho Sims play. I think that because we went up against a big team, and I think we went up against a big team and we should have used them big bodies. And I just think Jericho Sims. Even when Obi hit that 3, but Obi didn't have it. You know, he's still rusty. You know, his defense wasn't there. So even though he didn't play Obi moving forward, you should have put my man Jericho Sims in there. That's the only between that and Evan Fournier standing there in the last minutes when we needed defense. Probably the one out that killed me the most. But other than that, we play hard, man. We grinded well. We play hard against these cats, man. You got to appreciate these cats. We grinded hard, and hopefully that you know, we learn from this here and get a little bit more depth. And I see the part nice 2 second rounders for Cam. It is what it is, man. I think the Knicks probably doing that, for they don't want to take on too much salary. They trying to keep the books. So I know that's, like I said before, the reason why Cam ain't playing, because they're gonna trade him. They didn't want him to get hurt. So I did understand that. Yeah, but I saw that, man. That two second rounders. Yeah, real talk, Ab. I thought that as well. I thought that we would see that big man lineup too, man. I thought we needed to get 2 7-footers. So I thought overall we didn't capitalize on certain areas. And I think Tibbs should have played them big guys together when he had a chance. The Julius Randle, good as he played in the second half, but still, you know, he don't have that 6-7 foot height. So I think Jericho Sims could have made an impact on that last night. Real talk, really, to be honest with you. Yeah. You know what, Will? I think that's why with that Gary Trent thing that's out there, I think the Gary Trent thing is real. I could see him coming on that bench too. He's a defender. He can really shoot the ball real well. I would love to see Gary Trent down here, man, to boost to that bench for now, man. If the Toronto, I heard their asking price is kind of ridiculous, but the Knicks got enough capital. Salute G Money. G Money was popular. Salute my brother. Appreciate you. But you know, it is to me. I do think that he would be a good acquisition to the Knicks. He'd boost to that bench. Yeah, man, that was tough right there. That 3 of 16. Oh man, out of the whole bench, that whole game, we had 9 points from the bench last night. 3-3-3. You know what I mean? McBride, Fournier, and Obi Toppin. That was pretty tough pill to swallow. So we'll see how it goes on that front tomorrow. I think the Knicks come out with a different energy, a different mindset tomorrow. But the good thing about it, though, guys, looking forward in a couple of games, and maybe game 2, 3, or whatever, RJ Barrett to be back to close the season out with us. You know, and I think that's a good thing. So overall, you can't, you know, I'm not too disappointed because I think this, the future looks bright for us moving forward in this season. I think having RJ back gonna be a good thing, and I can't wait till we get back in there. And sometimes maybe you don't appreciate a player like RJ much as we need to, but RJ Barrett been balling since he became a Knick. You know, every year he got better, scoring went up, rebound assists creeping up around the same, maybe a point difference here and there. And now he got 2 guys in front of him who could take the pressure off him. He just was in his bag before he went down with that injury. He was just starting them last 10, 15 games. He was killing it. So, you know, he was just starting to hit his groove, and then obviously, you know, accidents happened and the injury happened. But, you know, we definitely going to be glad to have him back. So I'm still optimistic about these guys, man. Yep. Yeah, you're right at that, Will Cruz. You know, so I'm still optimistic about what we got moving forward. That definitely was our game to win. Game we had that game in our bag. We just did not have the players that we needed to close it out the way I thought we could have. So you know, we we got to get that bit deeper. And all that. Salute to my man Core Mega. Core Mega was popping. Core Mega. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. Gideon, my man G Money, Will Cruz, the Aboriginal Pudge. Nice, everybody. Next we'll talk this here on a post-game show tonight. Just you know, trying to go over the everybody's thoughts and ideas about what happened last night. Tough game, gritty performance, but we just didn't play 48 minutes. I think we played 36. I think the last quarter we didn't play it all the way through, man. You know that, like I said, we gave up 38 points in the fourth quarter. So obviously that fourth quarter, our defense did not come to play the way they needed to. And that was pretty tough for us last night. But you know what? Salute to them guys, man. Salute to the Knicks, man. Jalen Brunson, salute to you, my brother. Like I said, you like a dream come through for Knicks. We've been clamoring for a point guard for the last 13 years, whatever. We finally got one. And that man living up to everything he living up to what he deserved to get, man. He living up to that money. You can't say Jalen Brunson ain't deserving what he get. That brother really putting it down. You know what I mean? So what's ahead for tomorrow? You know, tomorrow is that we got to go out there and beat these young beat these young Pacers, man. These cats are scrappy, man. They trying to hold it down there. But they do got a couple of veterans like T.J. McConnell, Turner. Them guys paying dividends for them guys. Buddy Hill's been around, you know, maybe 4 or 5 years, whatever the case may be. So along with the young guy like Halliburton, who's a star, obviously, and Mathurin and all these guys, and they got some good players down there, man. But I think tonight they're gonna get a dose of the real medicine tomorrow. I think that game is not sitting well with the Knicks at all. That loss last night cannot be sitting well with the Knicks, knowing they had that game pretty much in their bag. They gotta know that they feel some type of way right now. But let's hope that these cats tomorrow can wash all this negativity away from last night, and rebound and go in there and beat the Pacers before we go on the road against Washington and Detroit in the next couple of games. But overall, it's too much to say other than defense last night. And the main thing what was awesome, we talked about the Knicks shooting for the charity stripe last night, 20 for 22. 20 for 22. That was awesome compared to what they've been shooting lately. They really been knocking it down at the charity stripe last night because the previous 3 or 4 or 5 games, they were kind of abysmal. Salute to Worldwide LL. What's popping, my brother? Salute to you. Sadina, salute to you. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. Make sure y'all run them up with the thumbs up. It's your man Divine in the building. Next we'll talk post game tonight. Just getting here to share some thoughts and ideas and content with my people, and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna, like I said later on, man, I'm gonna drop the video Sunshine from my man Jay Boogie, a tribute to his mom who passed away a year ago. And I told her brother, you know, my word, my mom, my bond, my life. I'm gonna drop the Jay Boogie Sunshine video to show some love to Miss Hilton and all that good stuff, man. Salute to Jay Boogie, my brother. You know what it is. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think they make that move, Cormega. A 2 second-round picks for you might as well send him to the West. That way he don't come back and horn us. He go to a team in the East, and we one night we battle these cats to play in the playoff. They can't ready to show out on us. So send them to the West Coast. I would definitely send them for them 2 picks to get it done. The 2 picks ain't gonna be none. It's not gonna affect us next year from a salary cap perspective. So we won't be worried about eating nobody's salary. All we want to do is just get them picks. Get them off the books. We wish Cam Reddish the best, man. I'm a Cam Reddish fan, man. I just didn't work out here. I wish it would have. It didn't work out in Atlanta. It didn't work out here. But let's hope that he go with his next stop. He can rebound his career and get it popping. So let's hope that Cam Reddish, wherever he go, man, he go out there and make it happen. It didn't happen with New York. It didn't happen with Atlanta, fortunately. But it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. So maybe he might go out there and get it popping and turn it around. That we're gonna be like, man, we kind of wish that we would have kept him, but if it would have, could have, should have. I think the Knicks feel like it's in the best interest of their team to move him. You know what I mean? And that's understandable. It really is true indeed. Peace to the God, Allah wise, salute. Real tough one last night. Hey God, you know what, man? We should have had that. But I know if it would have, could have, should have. I said it again, but we should have got it. But that Pacer game gonna be big tomorrow night. I'm looking at the Knicks to go in there and rebound pretty well. We played the top 3 team in the East, damn near for 30. Well, the East played them 36 minutes, a good ball. We the last 12 minutes we didn't shake loose, man. So it is what it is, man. Giannis, like I said, 2-time MVP. The team was in the finals a couple of years ago. But you know what? We good though. We good. Like I said, I ain't about to be in a moral thing. But I do think this team is who they are. I think the Knicks is good. I think they're good. I just can't wait till RJ get back to bolster this team. Because if you get RJ back to the starting lineup, then you can move quickly back to the bench to get that bench some firepower, and he can still do the same thing if they don't move him by the trading deadline. Because his name is out there in speculation as well. But I'm hoping the Knicks get and hold him down, man. The cat averaging 19 or something over the last 10, 15 games. He's killing it. So salute to my man. Commanding quickly for them coming through this season, man. He can really play hard. So we still good. We 22-19. We still good. Man, but I thought that one right there might have put us towards an 8-game winning streak again. I was looking forward to that win last night. And I really, in my heart, thought the Knicks was going to beat these cats. I really believe we could have beat them. And I think it, our position wasn't too far from a standpoint of if they would have played the game the rest of the way with maybe a different lineup or two. On that perimeter, I think Deuce and Bride on that perimeter instead of Fournier at that time could have made a difference. Maybe Mitchell Robinson being in the game that time instead of Hartenstein, it probably would have made a big difference in that game. You know what I mean? I just think that we had a couple of guys in there at the wrong time. So if you want to give Tibbs a grade for that last night, I'm a Tibbs guy, but Tibbs I got to give you a C last night just for that last quarter. As somebody who defense minded as you are, who's attention to detail, and you're an analytic guy, you should have known not to have Fournier and them in there when them cats were starting to make a run. You know what I mean? So to have 3 points and he had a +1, but I don't get that. McBride minus 11, 3 points. Our bench, we just had no bench. We had no firepower last night. And like I said, sometimes injuries happen. And like I said, I can see why the Cam Reddish thing is real because that's another guy you could have brought in there. But obviously, we know he ain't going to be around because they would have been playing him 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I guess. You know what? Let's go in there and stay optimistic about it, man. Let's go in there and see if we can get these young Pacers and go out there and get these cats to business. Because we definitely want to rebound from this game last night. Games like that, you can't let get away. You know what I mean? Especially only giving up 22 points in the first quarter, 24 points in the second quarter, 27 points in the third quarter. So you had double the points almost in the fourth quarter that you did the first because you gave up 38 points, almost 40 points in the fourth quarter. You only gave up 22 in the first quarter. That's almost like a 16-point swing. 16-point swing between in 2 quarters. I mean, 21, 22, and 38. So like I said, we only played for 36 minutes last night. For us competitive wise anyway. I think Jalen Brunson tried to keep us in the game with all his theatrics, his heroics. He was killing it. Randall turned it on in the second half from the 2-point field goal. But I'm happy about what Randall did last night, ladies and gentlemen. Even though he shot the ball bad as he did, he was trying to play defense. He was still got 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And that's why he had a +2. So you just get Julius Randle. You can't shoot the ball good every night. But what I'm happy about what Julius Randle did last night, his defense was pretty decent. Like I said, he had more points than Giannis last night. You know what I mean? And had a terrible shooting night. He missed 20 shots last night. And he still wound up with 25 and a +2. So, you got to give Julius Randle his flowers, man. He's playing a much different brand of basketball for the Knicks right now. So let's hope that he can continue that and moving forward. And if we do, I think we should be all right moving forward, man. I really do. I think we're going to go out. But listen, man, let me drop the J Boogie track real quick, man. Y'all cats hanging in with me. I'll be back in the building in 1 minute. Let's show some love to J Boogie, my brother, and let's hear the track from J Boogie. It's Sunshine, and what it is, man, it's a tribute to his mom Duke, the old Earth, man. So let's show love to J Boogie on this track and put that out there for my brother, man. And let's get it popping. Next we'll talk. We'll be right back. J Boogie, My Sunshine music video, tribute to his mother. J Boogie, we got you, my brother. Real talk. Next we'll talk. We in the building. Sorry, guys.
Appreciate your smile. I'm so proud. Baby, I'll sacrifice everything for you. No matter the cost, worth the price. Because you are my life. I raised you, I pray I did it right. From all your ups and downs, I'll never leave your side. But your mama's always gonna fight, yeah.
Thank you.
You are my life, my life, my life, my life, my sunshine, and you make me smile. So proud, yeah, you're my child.
I see you.
You are my life, my life, my life, my sunshine, you're my sunshine. I see your smile, you make me proud.
Every day you want
She's your sunshine.
Hey guys, listen. I'm so sorry about that. That guy says no audio. I'll play the track again before the show is over. I really apologize for that. I don't know why the audio wasn't on. Let me check and see what it is, man. Jay Boogie, I apologize, my brother, but I'll play it again at the end of the before the show is over, man. We can hear that on the way out, man. Thank you guys, Will Cruz, for letting me know it was no audio or canal. But so did Jay Boogie, man. Real talk, man. The brother's the real dude, man. The closer, the ambassador. We with you, Jay Boog. So, I know it's a tough day for you, my brother, but hold your head up and keep it moving, man. Monduka's in your spirits all the way, man. So, I'm sorry about that, guys. Real talk. I'll get that for some reason. I don't know why that happened that way, but I get it popping. You know me, I get it fixed. But, really getting back to the Knicks thing, man. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow, but I think we're going to go in there and beat the Indiana Pacers and go in there and get this victory, man, and get ready to get another victory going into Washington on Friday, man. So let's hope the Knicks took, like I said earlier, got this out their mind, got this out their head, let lead the loss against Milwaukee behind and move on to the next one. And if we can do that, then we're gonna be all right. Guys, like I said, I apologize for that, man. I gotta check out that audio situation, but hoping you guys can hear me and let me know if you guys hear me right now. And I know we good. Somebody throw a thumbs up, let you know that you hear my audio and all that stuff, man. So, but man, big tough loss last night, man. Tough loss. Gritty game, grinded it out as much as we can with the firepower we had against a team that was pretty much on the top of the food chain. And but they showed why they got championship aspiration. They showed why they championship contenders. Because they knew how to get in there despite the bad start to the game. They wind up kept prevailing, kept scrapping, kept fighting. They kept inching their way back. And next thing you know, they caught a break, and then they took advantage of it and went ahead of us, man. That 3-point perimeter defense was suspect for us last night, and there ain't too much more you can say about that. So let's hope that these cats learn from this, man, and really move on to the next one, man, because I just really thought we should have had this one in the bag last night, and I think that's going to be all right, man. But we still got a way to go in the season. We right there, 42 games, pretty much, something around that nature. 22 a night there, 41 games last night. So now we got 41 more to go, and let's hope we can do the same thing we did the first half of the season, a little bit more conscious effort and everything to win some games. And I think we're still in a good place. So hopefully tomorrow we get to that 23rd win, and that worked for me, man, because that's put me at 46 where I thought we would win anyway. 45 I had, but so far so good. So let's hope RJ Barrett come back. He's gonna be in good health. That finger won't bother his progress moving forward. And next thing you know, he go out there and start dropping the 19, 20. He's been dropping them for the last 10, 15 games, but last 15 games, something of that nature, 20 games. RJ Barrett was really picking it up for the New York Knicks. We got to hope that he's going to come back and give it that same energy and effort. Hopefully, Obi Toppin finally get the rust off of him. But I'm concerned about Obi's defense, man. Obi got to pick it up on the defense. We know he can hit street ball a bit good as well. He knows his athleticism is there. We know he got talent, but I want to see him put together on the other side of the ball, because I think that's where the Knicks is where the Knicks was going to carry them to the playoffs, that defense side of the ball. Yep. Yeah, real talk, Will Cruz, 100%. The game plan to start the free worked it, but that 3-point line, I felt it too, man. That shit was tough. But they did play Giannis. Their game plan was good. And so did Quentin Grimes, man. Every time Giannis got down there, Mitchell hold the wall there, and Quentin Grimes tried to get in there to strip the ball or make him pull it back out. They did a good job on Giannis last night, man. They really did. But everybody else, Joe Ingles killed us a little bit. That 3-point, that's all Joe Ingles do. I mean, that's why we got to be paying more attention to the game plan and more attention to detail and study the film, because you know what Joe Ingles do. If he don't do nothing else, he just knocks down 3-pointers. You know what I mean? And guys like Grayson now, these cats don't go to the hole dunking on people. So you got to kind of know who you playing when you out there. If you know it ain't Giannis, if you know it's not, you got to know who you playing. What I mean by that is, Giannis is not a great 3-point. She's not a good 3-point shooter at all. So you're going to have to play him in the paint. But when it comes to Grayson Allen and Ingles and then these guys, the only thing they're going to do to you is shoot 3-ball on you. So you got to be prepared for that, And I just think the Knicks wasn't prepared like they needed to be in that fourth quarter. They started getting too concerned about Giannis when he was already pretty much in control. we had them in control from our perspective, but then they started leaving these cats open. Drew Holiday hit some kind of tough 3-pointers, and he hit them though. He hit them and they was knocking them down. So I just hope that tomorrow we learn from our mistakes tonight and realize that we got to be a little bit more focused on that 3-point perimeter side, because now you could get ready to play a team tomorrow who can knock down threes. Halliburton can knock them down. Buddy Hills can knock them down. Duarte can knock them down. They got some shooters out there. And every now and then we leave Miles Turner open. He'd knock them down. He's not great at it, but he'd knock them down. But they got Matthew can knock it down occasionally. McConnell, he's a slasher, bad driver. You don't worry about him too much. But so the guy that we play tomorrow, the Indiana Pacers, we got to be prepared for them too, because they can shoot the ball as well. We take care of that perimeter defense. We'd be okay tomorrow. Just a little bit too much packing the paint on Giannis them in the fourth quarter, and he knew that was going to happen. The next thing he started distributing the ball out to the perimeter, and it was lights out after that. Like I said, between Ingles and them guys, and Ingles and Drew Holiday and Allen, the cats was really knocking them balls down, man. And that's that fourth quarter. That was critical. You know what, Johnny Davis, that's what's so tough about this thing that what Tibbs doing, because I seen Chev, man, when he was out there in Toronto or Detroit. We was in Toronto. He could shoot the ball, man. He I don't understand why you're not playing him. I understand you're not paying Cam Reddish because you're gonna trade him, but somebody like Chev, I would love to see him get some minutes, because to me, you move Fournier, you still got a Fournier there in Chev. And he only making a minimal contract. His contract ain't nothing. They just guaranteed it Sunday for the year, him and Archie Sindo. So that's why I think somebody like Chev might be a different than to me than Fournier. And he making that money. He shoot the 3-ball real well, and he got a little bit of toughness to him, man. Yeah. That you ain't real talk. A lot wise. Peace, G-Man 7-8. What's good, G-Man? Good to see you. Glad to see you. That means if you in the chat, that means you're okay, G-Man. Good seeing you, my brother. Real talk. Appreciate you getting in tonight, man. I ain't seen you in a while, but thanks for coming in. And a lot wise, real talk, man. He made some tough shots, man. Yeah, he really did, man. But that Fournier joint, man. Like I said, I love Fournier for his offense, but in a situation like that, Tibbs should have put McBride or somebody in there who could play some defense. At least go defense, offense. I would say if you think you need a defense possession, then go to the defense. Put a defense player in there, because once they start going on a run, you got to stop them and don't let the momentum go. And I think last night, only at least in that particular moment, Tibbs did not stop that momentum from rolling. He should have pull Fournier out. That Fournier, listen, let me get McBride back up in here, or somebody that got a little bit more defense effort than you do, who's a pressure. One thing like McBride with him and Grimes, something that I always talk about when it comes to defense. They don't play off their man. They be up in their man's face. And I think when you got guys who now in the NBA, all they do is launch threes, you cannot be off that guy 2 feet. Get up on, if he drive ball, let him drive it. I'd rather give up 2 points than give up 3 points. And I think we got to get them guys in there like Grimes and McBride them, and quickly them guys be up on you, pressure you where the ball is in your hand. I don't like to see Randall and them too much slack off a guy when they got the ball. Get up in their face, get up in their grill, make them put that ball on the floor. Make them put the ball on the floor. Either they're going to create a turnover, or they're going to take time off the clock, or they could break up a play with a disrupt the play or something. So we definitely didn't do that last night in that fourth quarter. The first quarter was good, second quarter, third was good, but not that fourth quarter. So, like I said, we live to fight another day, and hopefully we can rebound tomorrow, and I think we will. I'm most confident we will tomorrow. We just let this one get away, and hopefully we didn't have to let it get away. But salute to the chat for coming in tonight, man. I know it's one of the nights where the temperature's down, and the next time we lost the game. But it is what it is, man. We still got to bring the content, and I had a nice evening. I want to get this Jay Boogie thing out there, and I'm going to play it again. Jay Boogie, I said, my brother, I apologize, but my heart was in the right place. The audio didn't work out, but I'm going to see what's popping and get it popping. Cheyenne, what's popping? Sister, what's good? What's good? Mrs. Powell in the building. Sister Cheyenne's in the building. Knicks Real Talk, salute, sister. We know that's my brother, my partner in crime right there. Other half, shoot to the Sister Cheyenne. We get it popping, man. Let me get that just in case the brother want to get in and we do it that way. But yeah, man, I really think that that was a tough call last night for the Knicks, man. They were close. It was close, but no cigar though. No cigar. So it was on though. I was enjoying that game, man. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I was enjoying that game last night. I was sitting there like, okay, these cats about to get these boys the business. I'm like, listen, Jalen Brunson was doing the damn thing. Even though Julius Randle shot bad, he still was in there, energy and effort wise. He had it popping. I'm like, okay, these boys on to something tonight. But like I said, that fourth quarter was the fourth quarter of doom for us, man. Kind of took our spirits away from us last night, in that fourth quarter. But it is what it is, man. Things happen. You know what I mean? That's what I said. When you go against guys like Giannis and them and teams like that, you got to make sure you play 48 minutes because they champions. That's what they do. They champions. They've been there, done that. They never get too worried. Even if they losing, they know they got the talent, the coaching, and to come back in that game. And I think that's what they did last night. Yeah, let me bring my partner in crime in the building. Shot Powers, what's popping, my brother?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I know you're one of the nights you weren't expecting to be in, but I'm glad you went anyway, man. I know you got a vent about the game and anything else, man. What do you think about that game last night?
Well, I can say one thing. The Knicks handled themselves at the free throw line. They played well, rebounding wise. That they need help in the second unit, man. Excuse me. They need help in that. Excuse me. Excuse me. They need help in that second unit, man. And that second unit is really lacking right now. The limited amount of points that they get in that second unit is really making the starting unit play heavy minutes. And tight legs as well. Playing a lot of minutes that you're not used to playing. I'm just laying it out there like that. They should have had this game, but this is what you can say about the Bucks. A senior veteran crew they have there, man. And at the end of the game, they chucked up 17 3-pointers. I think it was 17 or 19 3-pointers, and they really hit their shots, man. And they know how to play that boxing one. They put all these shooters on the perimeter and let Giannis deal with the inside. And these guys were just hitting shots, man. One guy hitting 5 3-pointers, the other one hitting 3 3-pointers. Then you got this guy, I can't even think of his name right now. The point guard, he hit a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer at the end of the game. These are quality veteran guys, man. And one of the older teams in the NBA, but a very qualified veteran style crew. So kudos to them. We just didn't have no legs, man. After those first 3 quarters or so, Julius wasn't looking like he was in the game a little bit. Grimes couldn't really get in the game. IQ played good, but he played good defense all night long. But the limited minutes that Obi had, the limited minutes that Evan Fournier had, and oh my gosh, here we go, Evan Fournier, man, that defensive possession, man. Man, oh man, that defensive possession, man.
Yeah, that was tough.
Man. Oh man. But they really stood fast against this team, man. And not having Obi back all the way and not playing with RJ, if that would have made a big difference, it could have, we still only lost by a couple of points, man. We need some help in that second unit, man. That second unit team needs a refresher. Beginning of the year, they were one of the highest second team bench team coming up. Bench team in the league. Not anymore.
But you know what? That's where they miss quickly at. They when RJ come back, put Quickly back there on that bench and give you that five. Quickly had what to me, Jalen Brunson had 44 points last night. He had a good game, but to me, Quickly had the best game on the Knicks last night. He
did have.
9 for 14, three for 6 from down. He shot 50% from downtown, 4 rebounds. He didn't have nothing but a plus 5, 23 points. He had the best plus minus on the whole Knicks team last night. And even great as Jalen Brunson played, he had a -2. You know what I mean? But Quickly was really bringing it, man. And real quick, just to talk about LIY, do 100% right on that and the refs calls, man. I ain't blaming the refs for that much, but man, they got to do better with the Knicks, man. I mean, it's some game the refs just not giving us some calls, man. So I salute you on that, and we need to get all-star treatment for somebody because, man, they got to start giving the Knicks a little bit more respect. Some of them calls was crazy. I'm like, the Jalen Brunson foul was a couple of ones that just didn't seem right to me. But not saying that's the reason why we lost the game, but it had an impact on it in a sense. So but it happens to everybody, not only the Knicks, but it seems like because we Knicks fans, we watch the Knicks more than any other team. It seems like we just getting it all the time. Shot powers. I'm like, man, these referees killing us right now.
Yeah, that the refereeing, I seen a couple of plays, like that 3-point shot that Brunson shot. It was a couple of plays. The IQ move to the hole, it was a couple of them that you can mention. But we had, I don't know, maybe just me as a Knicks fan, man. I watched them and they were getting out to the shooters, except for the Evan Fournier one. But they were getting out to the shooters, but they were tired looking. They wasn't. I don't even want to say tired. They were maybe not in rhythm, or I don't know how to really figure it. They were getting to the man that was shooting the shot, but they were late. You know what I mean? And by the time they would try to contest the shot would be already up. You know what I mean? So the rotations were a little late, and I believe that because of so many minutes. To this time I'm going to say, so many minutes. And I want to get on Tibbs about it and stuff like that, but we don't have nobody.
Right.
We don't have nobody. We ain't playing D-Rose. Evan Fournier just barely getting 7-8 minutes. We not playing Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is going on the trade somewhere. Sims, he chooses I Heart over Sims. And we ain't gonna see nothing from Sweeve or who else I'm missing. That's about the rest of the team right there. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna see many minutes from those guys anyway. So it is time to refresh that second unit, man. If we could get Obi Toppin, back to some regular like minutes we could probably be okay. You know what I mean? But we need some help in that second unit bad, man. From Deuce McBride not scoring, from Evan Fournier not scoring. Obi didn't play much, but he's not scoring. Ihart's not scoring. With those guys like that that's playing and not dropping the ball in the basket, it makes it hard for the starters. The starters would get less minutes if we had more people on the bench scoring baskets.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I'm gonna make this talk that I bring G Money in the building. G Money's already in the building. Excuse me, G Money, what's popping, my brother?
What's popping is stopping. What's cracking, slacking. Well, sadly, the Bucks didn't stop in MSG. The positives is Jalen Brunson played his heart out, especially in the first quarter and the fourth quarter, being aggressive with his mid-range, scoop to the hoop for the dudes with a beautiful floater, jaw-dropping 3 balls. He was keeping the Knicks ship on water, and IQ was balling for 3 quarters with the floater game and the 3. But other than that, Randall had his moments in the second and third quarter banging in the post, but in the first quarter, he was playing pop-up 3 rather than banging a block. He was trying to be Steph Curry in steroids rather than just bang the Bucks in the paint. It's just stupid, man. Yeah, it's Randall to shoot 3s, but dude, you don't need to launch from the heavens from 3 while you can just use a mid-range shot banging the post sometimes. 12 trifectas, he only made 1. Come on, dog. He did give you 16 rebounds, especially on the defensive board, and then banging the pinch post at times in second and third, but down the stretch of the game, 1, due to the fatigue, and 2, because I felt Randall wasn't being aggressive down the stretch. He struggled down the stretch. And another issue I have with that game, for 3 quarters, we were closing out really from the first quarter, and at times some part of second and start the third. We were closing out on shooters and contesting each shot. But then salute everyone in the shot. But the 3-point defense was softer than charming. It was just Swiss cheese. No closeouts, no contesting shots. And I'm thinking to myself too, if you're Evan Fournier, why in the living heck would you leave Pat Connaughton open by himself? He was so
Of all people,
he was so
all people. This
he
guy
was
just hit
so wide
5
open.
3-pointers.
He was so wide open. He could just drink a martini. Like, come on, dog. Close out on the shooters, man. And also, Drew Holiday, after he was a ghost for 3 quarters, was 2 of 11 for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter down the stretch, he came out
lit it up.
3 for 3 down the stretch, including 2 devastating bombs and a step back by with that mid range to the right wing. Man, the Knicks fought their best, but blowing a 17-point lead at home against a team that was struggling down the stretch, you gotta get that game home. And
close that out. You gotta close that out. Yeah, real talk. You know what's interesting to me, and that one of the Drew Holiday shots was if that wasn't a walk. Oh my God, he took like a 4 steps. Oh my God, I'm like, how could it make it so bad? The refs was right there. I'm like, this guy took 4 steps. He took 2 steps, then he jumped back and he did the fade back. I'm like, why y'all not calling this? So like I said, that was a bad call, like right there. Like you said with Evan Fournier, listen, I'd rather let Giannis score 2 points than Grayson Allen or Connaughton score 3.
Big time facts. Yep.
You cannot leave that dude that open.
Right, and Randall was holding the Greek Freak in check though, pulls him out of the paint.
Was
containing the Greek Freak, yeah.
Well, listen,
and the worst thing about, excuse me, Devon, the worst thing about that in the fourth quarter, we had no fouls. We had all for the whole quarter. We were playing defense. I mean, we really wasn't playing defense, but we had all our defensive fouls before we get to the penalty. It took them to the 9 seconds in order to get the ball in and foul to make another inbounds play to foul again. We did not foul, and when we needed to, I mean, I don't want to say we needed to foul, but we needed to foul. We needed to foul when Grimes was on the sidelines and he needed to get in. Somebody should have fouled to get those guys that was on the bench, because those guys that was on the floor were played about 7, 8 minutes. Fournier, all and they played a couple of minutes, and they needed a foul to get those guys off the bench to stop the bleeding. And that's it. I'm going to stop with that one right there.
Listen, real quick. Let me bring in my man, one of our friends in the chat on the panel tonight. Almighty Finesse.
Salute, man. Salute.
What's going on, brother?
Salute, Almighty.
Almighty, you hear me, brother? You mic'd up. I mean, your mic is muted. If you can hear me. What's good?
Yo, you said what?
I was saying your mic was muted, but what's good, though? Appreciate
it. It was good.
So what's up, Finesse? What's going on with you, brother?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Last night, we could have won that game. We were up 17. I don't know how we blew that lead.
Yeah, that was tough right there, man.
That shit was crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Lack of attention to detail, not being on that perimeter.
Tibbs got no adjustments. You feel me? He got no adjustments.
Tibbs overplaying his guys. Randall 40 minutes. I mean,
he don't have nobody, man. He don't have nobody. We need a second unit.
How come we didn't play Jericho Sims?
At least I agree. At least get Sims sunburn.
Right, Sims could have got in. I wouldn't even been mad with Swev getting in.
Yeah, bro.
But that ain't part of Tibbs' philosophy right now, man. That's why
I ain't gonna lie. The Tibbs gotta go, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Tibbs gotta go.
I'm a big Tibbs fan, man. Tibbs is holding this team down, man. Right now,
bro.
Tibbs needs second unit team.
Tibbs is not the coach for this team.
Hey, hold up. Let me get a little order. Hey, let everybody speak at one time. Then we'll pass the mic.
My fault.
No problem. We just make sure we don't use no profanity and all that stuff. I know you're new to the panel, but we appreciate you coming in. Just make sure y'all have control your profanity and let everybody get a chance to speak. But anyway,
my fault.
You good, my man. You good. I just want to put it out there so we don't get taken off the air or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
My fault.
No problem. Good, Almighty. This is what I gotta say. I know we understand. I understand how we feel about Tibbs, but you know what? Tibbs got us where we at, but we 22-19, bro. And we in the sixth, about to be in. If we win them all, we right back in the sixth seed.
Yeah.
We all gotta remember that nobody expected the Knicks to be where they at. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Nobody. No. So you gotta give them credit for that because nobody thought that the Knicks was gonna even be where they at right now. We thought everybody talking about tanking. We only gonna win 30 games. Tibbs took so I understand how y'all feel about it, and we'll see how the Knicks organization feel about Tibbs coming down, but I think the Tibbs, for 3 years he's been here, I think he's done a phenomenal job. Knicks went to the playoffs the first year he got here. We went from 21 games to 41 games winning. We got to the playoffs. Last year with an injured team, we still won 37 games, and this year, we got injured when our biggest players out right now. We had injuries all year long. Grimes at the beginning of the year. Mitchell Robinson lost a lot of time. Brunson lost time. RJ lost a lot of time. And we still 3 games over 500. I think we got to I think he's done a hell of a job coaching the year under them circumstances.
Right.
I think last night, I think, like I said earlier in the chat, I gave Tibbs a C+ last night.
Yeah, he was bad last night.
Yeah, he didn't do the things that I think he should have did when it came to the Harkenstein and like somebody like you said, Jericho Sims, Almighty, and I think you're 100% right. He should have played my man last night because they played a big team last night. You know
I heard what's his name? Jericho Sims. He was in the G League, I think. Is that true?
Wait, what?
And that's what I heard. That's what I heard. He was in the G League, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He probably went down there just to get some burn for tomorrow. Sometimes they do that just to keep them going, and they might need a body, but he could be right. He'd probably be right back up tomorrow morning. And
bro. Yo, Tibbs playing these minutes on Stars is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Which is bad. Tibbs do need to look. Tibbs is a good coach. I think Tibbs is a good coach, but I do agree he needs to shuffle his lineups a little more and not overplay his starters though. I do.
Yeah, bro. Yo, that's shit crazy, bro.
But Tibbs is a good coach. Yes. I know last year was a struggle for him, but he did get us the 4th seed 2 years ago, and then this year we're what, top in the at
Yo, I got a
7th
question
seed?
on the. Are we better than 2 years ago?
I think
Are we
so.
better than 2 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Talent.
so.
If you talk about talent wise, yes.
Absolutely.
Record wise as well, I think we have a better record than we did at the half of last year. 2 years ago, we went on a run towards the end to make those 41 wins. But at this time, I think we were under 500. I think we were under 500.
We were 11
Yo.
15 to start the year. I remember we were 11 and 15 to start the year, and then we were 25 and 27 until New York went a blister.
We traded for D Rose, and then we got into that playoff run for D Rose and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
That's how I feel about. Even think about this here. Like I said, this year, right now, the Knicks are just a couple of players away from really putting some work in. They go get 2 veteran players, or they might see Gary Trent, or somebody.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'll trade RJ Barrett for OG and Anobi. I ain't gonna lie.
I like OG, and he can help defensively.
Yep.
He can help defensively, but do you think that you want to trade RJ though for OG?
Yeah, bro. RJ is garbage, bro. I'm telling you, RJ is garbage.
Ooh, man, you're sorry.
No, that's kind of disrespectful. I don't think
right. Listen, if RJ was almighty finesse, the New York Knicks gave that boy $100-something million for a reason. Now, hold up. RJ Barrett numbers.
We don't need RJ, bro.
Here he has to say.
Right. What I'm trying to say, listen. I know we get caught up in feelings, emotions sometimes when it comes to our players. Listen to me, man. Every year RJ's been in the league, he got better. From 14 in his rookie year, 17 the year before, 20 last year, and could be doing that again with the acquisition of Jalen Brunson. Listen, he might not be a good shooter. But RJ is back. The Knicks is not going to give nobody something if they didn't think he was worthy of it. Nobody would do that. I know we get on RJ Barrett because he don't shoot a lot. He might go off the slow start. But look at RJ Barrett's numbers.
Also the eye test, a little bit the eye test.
Right. Listen, he was in the league in his rookie year. In his rookie year, his second year in the league, he took a team to the playoffs with Julius Randle and Derrick Rose. See, it's to me about what you do on the court. He took that team.
Yo, RJ did not do shit in that playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was bad. We know that.
But RJ didn't do shit in that playoff 2 years ago.
Watch the profanity.
Almighty, I'm gonna have to take you off the panel. You keep cursing.
Oh, my fault.
Listen, RJ Barrett was a young man, then he young. A lot of people don't do stuff in the play. Nobody did nothing in the playoffs that year except for Derrick Rose and Todd Gibson.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Obi
yeah.
Toppin.
He was a 19-year-old
Nah,
young
Obi
man.
was garbage too in that playoffs.
Obi played all right in that series. He played all right.
Right, but
Not
Yo,
great.
you know who played well? IQ in that playoffs 2 years ago.
IQ was terrible in the post. He shot 30% in the series. He was terrible in the playoffs.
He shot 30%.
Yes, he was terrible.
Oh
Check.
shit! What the fuck?
hey, yo.
My fault. Oh shit! Forgot.
I'm gonna have to let you come on another time. Not tonight, brother, because like I said.
Let me stop cursing. My fault.
And listen, and on top of that, we gotta let people get their thoughts, and you can't keep cutting in and out. I gotta be real with this, man. I don't conduct my show this way. You know what I mean? Everybody get a chance to voice their opinions as a panel.
My fault. I didn't know. My fault.
Yeah, because I'm real talk, man. I don't mind you coming. I appreciate you coming in. I think you're part of this family. I appreciate you in the chat on here as well. But there's rules and regulations to the thing. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to get it out of hand. Let's get back to the
so person by person, right?
No problem. Let's get back to the format. Shot Powers. Moving forward till tomorrow. This is going to be a big game for us. We got to go in there, and they got good shooters out there. They got good perimeter shooters. Them cats can light it up from out there. Halliburton, Hills, all the guys, man. Duarte, he's back in the fold after missing a while. And we got Mactor and all these guys. So they got a good team down there, man. And Turner can occasionally get out there and pop a three. His percentage is not high, but he can hit it. So I think the Knicks got to bounce back tomorrow. Shot Powers and go in there and get it popping for real.
Yeah, tomorrow's game is going to be a real big game, and I know we're going to do the pre tomorrow and stuff like that. So, I wish we could have RJ back. We need players off the bench, man. I hate to say it again, man. For me as a Knicks fan, what I'm noticing right now is our bench play is not holding us down. With the lackluster play from our bench is making our starters play super duper minutes. If we had people like IE putting as good as IQ is playing, putting him back in the second unit will help the second unit. If we could get Obi Toppin back into the swing of things, it will help out the second unit. If the Knicks decide to start playing more Sims than IQ, we may get a little bit of extra offensive rebounding, maybe some easier alley-oop passes for Sims in the second unit. Our second unit needs help. Our second unit dictates how our first unit plays. If our first unit is playing well, we could come in for spot minutes, give them a nice blow so they could come back and finish off the second quarter and the fourth quarter. Right now, we don't have that. That's why we looked so lackluster yesterday. The way they were going out to try to attack the 3-point shooting yesterday, they were tired looking. They were getting there late. The rotations wasn't crisp. The guys were tired, and it showed yesterday.
Yeah, real tough. I'll pass the mic to G Money real quick. Hey, my man Jay Boogie. I threw the track up there. I lost that audio. Didn't go down. I'm gonna play it at the end, but we did put it out there, my brother. We let you know that we did it for you, Ahmad Duke, and everybody, man. We put it out there, Jay Boogie, for the old Earth, man. So your prayers up to you. I know it's a tough day for you, man.
Word up, Jake.
But we know it's a tough day for you, man. Cause ain't no other like your mother. You know what I mean? So, right. But I'll do it again.
Condolences.
Hey, Jay Boogie.
Yeah, hopefully the audio come back on this time, man. But just to let you know, we here for you, my brother. Real talk. But G Money, man, give me your thoughts about tomorrow night's game.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to the wire to see which team's gonna battle attrition. The Pacers like to run, so if you're in New York, you got to keep any end from transition. You got to be physical with Tyrese Halliburton and watch out for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner because they can light it up from the great beyond. They can really smoke you from three. And also, don't forget this too. Aaron Naismith, man, he was a dog last year. 23 against us, though. So we gotta watch out, prevent those backdoor cuts and threes.
Yo, you can't forget Nembhard. That
and Nembhard too. Thank you, man. Thank you for that. And Nembhard too, because he can hit big shots too, especially one against the Lakers. He hit the feathery buzzer beater. So watch out for him. It's gonna be a close game though. It's gonna be a close down to the wire game. If we can just watch out for the 3-point line, be physical with other guards and prevent dribble penetration and just rebound the ball over Miles Turner, it should be it should be a Nick W, but I have a feeling it's gonna come down to the wire. Don't be surprised if we get a game winner. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I think we could blow them out tomorrow.
Of course we could, but it's a matter of will we. There's a difference. Of course we could, but
we could definitely blow them out. You heard? We could blow them out.
Do you think we will? Could means it's a
possibility. Yeah, we could. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
Hey, Almighty, I'm with you on that one. I think they're just going there and give it to. Listen, man, they're a nice, up and coming young team, but if you look at their talent overall, they don't got nobody on that team can be able to handle Julius Randle. They don't got nobody can handle it. They don't got their point guard. Halliburton is nice. He ain't been around long enough to deal with somebody like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson dropped 44.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'll trade Brunson for Halliburton. I ain't gonna lie.
I love Julius. Jalen Brunson is what we needed. Yep. Man, real talk. I'm good with tomorrow. I think the Knicks go out there and smash these boys, man. Because one thing I can say about the Knicks all year long, this is the reason why we're 22-19. We're a resilient team. We know how to bounce back real well. Listen, we lost 5 games in a row, and then they won 5 in a row. Then it went back. So this team been resilient all year, even through all the ups and downs. That's why I don't get on Tibbs too much. Even through all the ups and downs, everybody talking Tibbs about to get fired, blah blah blah. Tibbs kept this team together. They respect that man, and look where they at right now, 22-19. And they still balling. And I think without RJ for most of the year, without Brunson for after Christmas, without Grimes at the beginning of the season, Mitchell Robinson missed 10 games or something like that, and they still 22-19.
Crazy.
Come on, man. You got to give this man his credit for. And when he went to that 9-man rotation, did nobody say fire Tibbs when he won 8 in a row? I didn't hear I did not hear a person in Nick Land on Twitter nowhere. I didn't hear not one person nowhere. When Knicks won 8 games in a row, talking about fire Tibbs. Now, all of a sudden, we have a bad game. We lose by 4. Now we're going to get Tibbs out the building. Nobody said about Tibbs when he won 8 games in a row. We were talking about coaching.
Yo, I think when the season ends, our players are going to be tired for the playoffs. That's what I'm concerned about.
We'll be all right. We'll be good. Them young men. They got the best trainers, the best everything. They good. You know, like I said, when he had that 9-man rotation going for the last 8 games, ain't nobody saying nothing. They was winning.
You heard
Hold up for a minute, Almighty. When you winning, it ain't no complaints. But when you lose, then everybody complain. But winning cures all. Winning cures all. When you winning, you ain't got nothing to talk about negative. But when you lose one game, like everything is falling. No, it's not. The Knicks, they lost to a team last night who was a reigning 2-time MVP ball player, one of the best defense teams in the league. Literally, they built for this. They built with Drew Holiday, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. You can't get a better 3-star defenders than that in a team. They lost to some guys who was literally that good. They just better than us, but we still found a way to compete and hang in there and almost win the game. A couple of plays here and there, it could have went different. I don't have a problem facing them cats down the line because I think we built a certain way. We just got to get RJ back. We might have had to go out there and probably get another defender. Granted, we wish it was Cam Reddish, but obviously because the Knicks is not playing because he's going to get traded, we got to go get another Cam Reddish in a veteran-type mode who can score the ball and also can play some defense. I think the Knicks going to be fine moving forward. I ain't got no problem with the Knicks right now, but that game last night wasn't 111-107, and we gave up 38 points in the fourth quarter. That was the problem. It wasn't 10. It was 38 points. We gave up 22 points in the first quarter, and we gave up 38 in the fourth quarter. The first 2 we lost that game. We played 36 minutes of basketball last night. We didn't play 48. In that last quarter, 12 minutes, we gave up 38 points. Dan and double what we gave up in the first quarter. That's all that was, man. That's all that was. It was tough. It was tough, man. So I get it, but I'm optimistic about these guys. I like the way the Knicks playing basketball right now. We haven't been in this position in a while. And for us to go through what we're going through G-Money and still be where we at, you got to give them cats credit, man. They hanging in there, man. And I think when RJ comes back, you put Quickly back on the bench to give you firepower off the bench. Now your bench won't be weak as it was because Obi just got back. The cat ain't played in a while, had a knee problem, so you can't expect him to come out there being fresh.
I think Obi's getting traded. He out of here.
Everything's possible.
Probably.
Yo, Cam for two second-round picks. Yo, that's it. Crazy, bro.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
Second round.
All right, G Money. Salute. We're gonna get out here.
All right, G.
I just want to come in and holler at everybody, and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get a pop, man. I'm gonna get out of here myself, and I'm gonna try to get my brother Jay Boogie's track up in here. We can get it popping again. But overall, man, Almighty, thank you for coming in, man. We appreciate you coming in, man.
Bro, safety. Bro, safety.
Yeah. But I think we, like you said, tomorrow. I think tomorrow we go out there and handle our business tomorrow.
Yeah. We definitely winning tomorrow.
Yep, we win that tomorrow. Chop
All
power.
right. Safety. All right.
Yep. But Shot, man, give me your last words, brother, before we get out of here, man. And then we get ready for tomorrow. We got a pregame tomorrow, 6:15. Make sure y'all come in the building and hit us up, man. Like I said, sorry the show got a little ride, man, but you know what it is. We got Law and Order up in the building. You know, I gotta keep it 100 up here, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's Knicks Real Talk, so it's all good. Thank you, my Almighty Finesse, for coming in. G Money on everybody, man. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all cats been dropping mad jewels up in there tonight, man.
Yeah, it's on fire.
Yeah, they are, man. They always on fire. Them cats keep it popping up in there, man. But yeah, man, it was a tough one, man. It was a tough loss, but a tough loss, not disappointed, tough, but you learn from your mistakes. You know what I mean? Hopefully you get better the next game, and you live to fight another day. You know what I mean? We bounce back. We're a resilient team, like I said. We will resilient. We will bounce back tomorrow. I'm confident in that, and my confidence even wavered after last night. We took a team third in the even confidence, pretty much had them in a chokehold until we just got lax. So overall, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, no question, man. I'm going to run it in the hole tonight, Divine, by saying that fourth quarter the guys were a little lackluster, man. They were a little tired. They were getting out to the closeouts late. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting it on Tibbs. I'm not putting it on the guys because we have no backup. And tonight, for me, watching that game last night, we need help. We need some help in that second unit. And tonight is all I want to say is we need some help in that second unit. Right now, we need some help. We need a Gordon in there. We need a Gordon, somebody. We need a Crowder, somebody. We need somebody that can help energize and also be that firm vet on that team that can lead the second unit into battle. You know what I mean? Right now, we are missing that second unit. We're missing maybe 2 players on that thing. So maybe we can see some type of trade come down the line with Evan Fournier or Cam Reddish or what, but that second unit for me in that last game is what kind of hurt the starting unit playing all those minutes that they did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. I agree with Almighty and Paul Nice and them. Gary Trent is the one I'm looking at. Man, I love to see Gary Trent down there, man. Real talk, man, coming off that bench with him. And I don't know if we're quickly going to be involved in that trade or if you're going to have to send out the salary. And I think the salary is going to be Evan Fournier's salary because Gary Trent just signed a good deal maybe a couple of years ago. So, I mean, but his money probably matched with Evan Fournier. But could you imagine Gary Trent in there last night instead of Evan Fournier? You know what I mean? So it's definitely I'm definitely with Almighty Finesse and them on that and on that one because I really do think that Gary Trent Jr. makes a big difference. He's like a Grimes with a little bit more experience. You know what I mean? He would kill it in Portland when he was down there. Plus he's he got pedigree. His dad played for Duke. Gary Trent was a banger. He was the real deal too. So I don't mind having him down here. I think he'd be really good coming off the bench for the Knicks right now. Backing up Grimes and let quickly back up Jalen Brunson and send my man McBride back to situational here and there. And I like McBride, but I think his offense got to get there. But Gary Trent can do the same thing he do and can score the ball. But I like the way Deuce McBride playing too. He just got to get a little bit more popular on the offense side. And I think we should be all right. I really do like Gary Trent though. I think he'll help us a great deal down the stretch because we played a veteran team last night, Shot Powers, and that's why they won. You know what I mean? See, that's a difference. Right. Having veteran guys who get in them pressure situations and won't fold under pressure because they're veterans. See, that's why the Milwaukee Bucks wouldn't even phase last night because they got veteran guys who've been there, done that. They're not going to get caught up in the moment. It's not going to be too big for them. They're going to say, let's just calm it down and do what we do. And that's why, you see why Tim went to them 9 guys and he played them guys the way they played because he just wanted to keep a collective group who know that in that certain situation, we're going to be okay. And Randall, like Brunson last night, Brunson really true indeed. I mean, he was like, listen, I'm gonna keep you in this game. Even Julius Randle had a bad shooting game in the first half, but he found a way to do some things on the defense side of the ball, the rebounding, which is defense. You know what I mean? He kept us in the game. He kept it close. Even when they made that run, we still had that game to win. We just didn't. We had a couple of players that couldn't hold it down on the defense side. So, but it is what it is, man. I'm not here. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here to get on Tibbs. I'm not here to get on no players. I'm not even on that right now. What I'm on is wins and losses. Can the Knicks win enough games to get to the 6th seed? Then we can reevaluate Tibbs. Tibbs ain't going nowhere this year, so you might as well just leave him alone. So we'll reevaluate Tibbs at the end of the season, whether you want to hear it or not. It ain't matter. It don't matter what we think. It's what the Knicks organization think. You know what I mean? It don't matter what we think, whether we like Tibbs or not. It's what the front office thinks. We only just throwing opinions out there. We ain't got no say so on Tibbs being here, getting fired, or RJ getting moved. We only just throwing thoughts out there because that's what we feel as fans. But best believe that the front office, y'all can kill that noise. Tibbs ain't going nowhere. So we just might as well kill that right now and save all that to the end of the season. We don't even need to talk about Tibbs for us getting fired in New York until the end of the year. He ain't going nowhere until the season's over. Then when the season's over, we can get back on this thing and reevaluate Tibbs then. But right now, Tibbs got us 22-19. Ain't nothing else to be said to me. You know what I mean?
Tibbs ain't going nowhere. Tibbs going to be the first coach in a long time that lives out his 5-year contract, I believe, man. I think Tibbs is here maybe for the next 2 years. As long as Randall's here, Tibbs may be here too.
Yeah. He is Almighty. That's why I want him, Almighty. He is a good defender. He's a very good defender. That's why I like Trent Jr. because he can do it on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? And so he got the same money Evan Fournier making. He can do it on both sides of the ball. He can shoot the 3 just like Evan Fournier or better, and he get the same money. That's why that deal should go down. You make the Knicks stronger by bringing in Gary Trent Jr. No question in my mind about that. That cat can get it on both sides of the ball. When he was down there in Portland with him and I thought they were going to do something down there. They had a pretty good deal with my man. Damian Lillard. He was down there. McCollum. All them cats, man. They had a good team down there. They just didn't pull through. So let's see how if they're going to trade him. I think they asked for a lot for him though. Almighty. It seems like Toronto want a lot for this cat, man. And let's see how it goes. But it's a different day. I think we're going to do something. I don't know how major. Obviously, we know that Cam Reddish is out of here. We already know that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Shot power. We already know that's a gimme. So what are we going to do to bolster this team to make a run in the playoffs at the end of the season?
I mean, I don't know how easy of a fit this is, and I don't know if it is possible. But me, as a Knicks fan, what I would like to see, and I'm gonna keep running these 2 names into the hole until at least we get one of them, is Crowder and Gordon. Those two players. Gordon plays good defense. Will come off the bench. Will be on the bench will be running the second unit with IQ, and it would be him and IQ in the second unit. And get Crowder for the 3. I mean for the 3, and Obi for the 4 with Sims as the 5. If they want to switch it up like that, that's the way I would look at it. Both their contracts, if I'm not mistaken, both come off the books next year. And, then because 23 is the year that they're going to be trying to make some major moves. A lot of this team that we see this year may not be here next year. Let's put that out there right now, too. Let that be early at the half point of the game. The way this team is looking, and I think they're going to try to make some moves in the off season, not so much major moves. That's why I think if we could get a what's the guy that you like? The big light skinned 6'10" dude, Kuzma. If we could swing a way to try to get Kuzma to bring him over here, I would love it. We need some help in that second unit in scoring wise, and I mean we need some bodies out there that could give the starting unit 15 to 17 minutes of rest per game. Get their minutes from 40 minutes a game back down to 32, 34 minutes a game, something like that. So how we can work it out, I'm willing to see anybody to come in to try to Trent. If we could get him, I would love to have him. I don't think we could, but I would love to get him. I don't see no trades for Obi and Manobi until after if we try to go get him, it'll be off season. It'll be in the end of this season. any of those big name trades, the Bookers in the world, the Levines in the world, all of those trades will be at the end of this year. I believe. I believe there'll be. I don't think there's going to be no big major mid-season trade like a Levine to the New York Knicks for XYZ, or Booker to the New York Knicks for XYZ. But those are the two guys that are probably going to be looked at in the summer. And I mean, if their two teams that they're on don't go far, I think they'll be ready to move off there from those teams. So let's see what happens in the summer. But for right now, we need two stern veterans like a Gordon and a Crowder to come over here and bolster that second unit up and help us get to try to get past the first round in the playoffs.
Yeah, real talk. Let me just respond to some chat for everybody. Will Cruz, I agree with you. They beat us without Middleton, but like Alawai said, we didn't have RJ neither. So so it kind of washes itself out. Almighty, I'm good with the Anunoby. If you get Anunoby and I'm hoping that you're gonna have to keep RJ, obviously, maybe, but I don't have a problem with Anunoby in New York. Anunoby's a solid defender down there, man. He's a solid player. I think he can really make a difference on the New York Knicks, so I'm good with that as well. Like Alawai said, Bucks beat us by 4 without RJ, and so that was pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I would be happy with that. Wayne Peterson, Kuzma like 6'9", 6'10", only making $12-13 million. He opted out that other year. And then the Knicks don't got to sign him. The Knicks don't feel like they want at the end of this year, but you can definitely use him to get to the playoffs. I mean, Kuzma got championship pedigree. Done been there, done played with LeBron and all these guys. He's a good player, man. I don't have no problem. I would love to see Kyle Kuzma down here for that price he got on an expiring deal, $13 million, 12 or 13 million, 1 year left on it. I'll get Kuzma down here in a heartbeat. He can do it on both sides of the floor. That'd be a good move as well. Cruz said, I'm not moving my starters. JB, Grimes, RJ. I agree with you on that one. That's why I like the Gary Trent thing, because Gary Trent was coming off the bench for the Toronto Raptors this year as well. And he'd be a good backup too for us. And let quickly back up Jalen Brunson. I mean, and that's what you're going to need. So it'll probably be interesting to see how that goes. But we'll see how it goes, man. The trading deadline is about another month away. Actually, it's 30 days away. This is the 10th. It's the 9th. February the 9th is the trading deadline. The final day of it anyway. So we'll see what it's going to do with it, man. We got to see this team going to do something to make a move and get us better. Or we're going to stick with what we got and just try to keep it moving. And I don't think we can stay pat. I agree with you, Almighty Finesse. I think we got to make a move. If we're going to, especially if we're going to be chasing the playoff. We play for the chair. We definitely got to get a little bit more stronger on that team. And a bench, get a stronger bench. That's all. Like Shaw Power said, we got to. If that means moving quickly back to the bench and then get another player, but we definitely need that bench strength. And I think missing quickly off that bench, great as he playing in that first unit. But I think when RJ come back, that team gets strong because now you got firepower on the bench with Manuel quickly. RJ Barrett is not going to be on the bench, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all better don't even throw that out there. Don't even throw that out there. RJ Barrett will get his starting spot back when he was almost having 20-something a game before he went down. Move quickly back to the second unit, and we get back a little stronger. So it's gonna be what it is, man. Salute to the Queen. What's popping? Dope Soul Sports talking about the Queen Steph
in the building.
Chat sister, we appreciate you coming in. Y'all already know the Queen, man. Y'all know how she get down, man. MBK in the building as well. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Salute to the Queen and everybody else in the chat. Core Mega, everybody. Cud Night, y'all cats had a pop in the night. Y'all on fire in there, man. Real talk. We appreciate y'all coming in. And we're gonna get out in a minute, but we're gonna keep it for a little bit more, man. I know we got to get on our grind tomorrow, so we'll go to 9:30, man. We get up out of here. It's all right with you, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, but yeah, man. That game last night was tough call. A couple of things didn't go our way, but I like where we going with that, man. Plus, nice you right with that CAA thing, man. Let's do it, man. I got Kuzma on my radar. If they really gonna move him for that $12 million, let's move him. Let's move him. Bring him on over to New York, man. Him, Gary Trent. Them deals I think I can see happening because they're reasonable deals. You know what I mean? Josh Powell, I can see things like that happen. Even Gordon and all the aspiring deals that don't affect the infrastructure moving forward next year. And you can make the team a little stronger. Just got to be a little bit more stronger. 1 or 2 players can help this team go a little further in the playoffs and fight real good to be in the playoffs. And if we wind up falling out in the first round, but we fought hard, and our young guys got a lot of experience. They got a lot of experience. They got to learn what it is to play in the playoff. They get mature. So coming back to the next year, they have a little bit of experience, and they're going to be a little better.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it in the hole tonight, man. I'm really gonna run it in the hole, man. We need some help in the second unit, man. Last game, if I'm just going off the head, but I don't think I hard scored any points, maybe 2. Deuce McBride maybe scored 3-4 points. Who else is off the bench?
Fournier, Hard.
Fournier scored 4 points, 3 here to 3, I think maybe, or something like that. Those ain't points that we need. We need 8 points, 10 points, 12 points. We need numbers in the second unit. And with that team that we got in there right now, they're not making the numbers, man. And that's the main reason why some of these games we not winning by more, or we're not really we execute great, but we need help, man. We've been Tibbs has been putting this team together, and we've been winning some of these games, man. These last 4 games we won, he's been putting this team together, and we need help in that second unit, man. I'm going to stress that so much, man. That second unit right now, with iHeart only giving you 2-3 points, Fournier only giving you 3-4 points, Deuce McBride only giving you 2-3 points. That's not enough to sustain us right now, man. We don't have no Obi Toppin in there. When he could, that's why I'm saying if we could get one nice piece in the second unit, or 2 veteran like pieces in the second unit, it will really someone to take up the minutes that Evan Fournier is getting right now. Some minutes, even if, like you said earlier, if we have to sit Deuce down, someone to take those minutes away from them to give to these, two solid veterans, man. Any way we can get it, man. But we need some shooting in that second unit, man. We need some 3-point threat shooting like a Trent. We need we need some help in that second unit, man. That second unit, man. I'm gonna run it in the hole tonight, man. That second unit, man. I got a problem with that second unit.
Yeah, I tell you, Chop, how for me, right, and I'm just gonna focus on this season right now. That's why I think a move like Gary Trent, just for this year. I know people might not like Kyle Kuzma, but for this year, you meant to tell me Kyle Kuzma's not better than Obi Toppin? You meant to tell me Kyle Kuzma's not better than Hartenstein? You meant to tell me Kyle Kuzma's not better than Deuce McBride? Come on, y'all. This cat can play. So for 1 year, $12 million, he better than everybody on our bench. Everybody. So guys like, if you work Gary Trent in here, you got IQ backing up Jalen Brunson at the 1. You got Gary Trent backing up Quentin Grimes. That's what we want to leave our sideline the way it is. You go out there and get somebody like Kyle Kuzma at the 3. You bring in Gary Jr. and Kyle Kuzma or whoever. You meant to tell me that team ain't better than them other cats?
Man, you put those two in the mix, man. We making it far. We're making it far in the playoffs, man. Trent and Kuzma. Ooh, and we got IQ back in the second unit. That's not bad right there, Divine. Just saying.
Right, and listen, Kyle Kuzma's not he's not a terrible defender. He's not a great defender, but he's underrated in certain aspects. But listen, he's 6'10",
and he's in the second unit.
And before he's not a good defender. So what? So I think Kyle Kuzma could do more for the Knicks than Evan Fournier can. He can rebound the ball. He got one-on-one skills. He can shoot pretty decent. He got size. So when you playing these teams with like somebody like a Chris Middleton or Antetokounmpo, at least Kyle Kuzma got that size. Not only that, he's been to the championship game before. He been there. He done played with LeBron and these guys. So he got a type of maturity to his game because he's been around the creme de la creme dudes. He played with the creme de la creme dudes. So that means a lot when you're going into the playoffs. When you got somebody who can handle that stuff. You know what I mean? And I think this cat can, with Gary Trent in there, and guys like Gordon, even Crowder. I don't have a problem with Crowder because Crowder been there. These cats been to the finals, man. When you get to that level, you got to have cats who can get in there and don't choke in the tough times. Crowder been there. Kuzma been there. You know what I mean? Gary Trent went in the playoff pretty good with the Portland Trail Blazers. We need guys like that on that bench. I love the young guys we got, but they ain't gonna take us too far. if we want to really talk about this year. For this year, I don't have a problem taking in some aspiring contracts to get us deep in the playoffs and make a good run. And if we get knocked out this first and second round, so be it. Them cats come off the books anyway. You know what I mean? Who cares? Then in the summertime, now you can talk about the Bookers and the Levines. You know, right now, the Chicago Bulls, our Powers, they playing pretty good. They not trading Levine right now. Them cats still fighting for the playoffs. I don't think we're going to see guys like that move right now.
End of the season. End of the season.
So I do think the Knicks can both, like Steph and everybody said, Jalen Brunson got us playing at a certain level. Can you imagine if RJ was playing? And like I said, quickly back on the bench, you get a couple of more players to add with quickly, and them guys, the Knicks will be pretty dope, man. I'm good with this team, man. I really am, man. Let's hope that it all work that way. But I think the team is pretty good, though. I think the team is better than people give them credit for. I would bring Kuzma, like I said, it's not messing with the infrastructure. You know what I mean? Now you can think about it. If you could move Fournier for one of them guys, think about what you just did. You saved Evan Fournier $18 million in the last year of that deal. You know what I mean? You don't have to commit to that. You know what I mean? If you can get somebody like Trent, you can trade Trent for Evan Fournier, and if you had to throw in a pick, so be it, because you don't got to eat Evan Fournier's money in another year from now. You know, and then with Derrick Rose $14 million going off the books. Now you got $32 million right there in cash. You know, whether it's going to affect what RJ's contract going to be, does it go to that or not? You got Cam Reddish's contract off the books. That's why the Knicks want 2 picks. That way, them picks don't take up no cap space. Now you almost got close to $40 million between to work with anyway. So you got to see if the Knicks keep just playing the way they playing it, man. Let's see how it goes, Shot Power. I think we're gonna be all right. Before tomorrow's game, I know them cats is good down there. I know Milwaukee playing. I mean, not Milwaukee, Indiana playing good basketball. They got a lot of young talent down there. Turner playing pretty well. Obviously, Halliburton doing what he's doing. Buddy Hield will shoot the lights out. So we got to make sure that perimeter 3-point defense is on point tomorrow. And don't let these cats come here until they're gonna do what they could do. But I think we go in there and get these cats a business, because I think we should have won the Milwaukee game last night if it would, could have, should have, but we didn't. But I do think we played enough good basketball with a couple of players here and there. And then, like I said, Tibbs didn't make a couple of adjustments that I wanted him to make when it comes to the defense side of the ball, with Evan Fournier trying to run from the plane to the baseline and stop a 3-point shot when you know you weren't gonna do nothing to stop Giannis. You too frail. You too frail to even think about that. So, and a couple of calls here and there that what's his name? Drew Holiday, Shot Powers got off that lucky 3. I don't know how he hit that thing, man.
Man. Yeah.
How he hit that, man.
And let me say this too, man. Kudos to the team, man, because they really held Giannis down. What Giannis had under 30 points yesterday, 24, 25 points. They did what they had to do. They did what they had to do. They built that wall against them. And I mean, what we always say is stop Giannis and let everybody else, score. But the other guys shooting the ball can score the basketball. You know what I mean? We need help in that second unit big time.
Yep. That's what I agree with Will Cruz. We don't need to bring nobody. If the first unit is good, I like that first unit. I like Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. I'm good with that. Trust me. We just got to get somebody to help quickly out when he go back to the second unit. We just got to bring somebody to help him out. We need it, and like I said, I love Obi Toppin and them, but I think he got to get back in rhythm, and he got to get that defense popping. Obi Toppin got to get that defense on point, man. That's going to be important for him moving forward on the Knicks team. His defense. I ain't worried about his offense, because he can do things, but it's the defense side of the ball. He helps the pace and everything. He makes it better in the transition, the leak outs and all that good stuff. I think once if you put quickly back in that second unit, that helps Obi Toppin out. You know what I mean? Shot Power, they had a good connection, good chemistry there. So I think that's going to be important if when RJ get back in the next couple of games, that quickly go back there with Obi Toppin, and you just need another player too to go out there and help these cats get it. And you still add a 9 or 10 man rotation, even if you bring somebody in here. So I think we should be good to go. I'm gonna stay optimistic that we still be fighting for that 6th seed at the end of the year. I think we're gonna be right there. I really think we're gonna be locked in. It's gonna be Miami putting pressure on us. Obviously, I do think the Indiana Pacers start falling off. I don't think that's going to be sustainable the second time around. I think they're going to catch on to them guys. But I think the Knicks going to be fighting for that six spot from here to the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, we have to bolster that second unit, man. If we really want, if the front office and the New York Knicks really want to try to hold on to something in that 6th seed, You will see a trade by coming up pretty soon, sometime soon before this trade deadline. There's a couple of names that we got on the team that we can possibly move or something like that to make the team a little better and a little stronger. And what we got to do is try to make those things happen soon, so these guys can come in and get acclimated into the system, so they can get to know how Tibbs likes to run his schemes and stuff like that, and work them in. We need to get them in, sooner than later. Hopefully way before the trade deadline ends, maybe a couple of days before, so we could get them in and get them worked in and learn how, to get them acclimated into the system and stuff like that. But I think we need some help in that second unit, man. We're not gonna be able to run our starting five 40 minutes and IQ off the bench, and who's going and Obi. Who else we got? That's how I feel right now. I'm not with Fournier. I'm starting to want Sims more than I want iHeart. And if we could put IQ back in the second unit with Obi, we still need, maybe two guys to help them out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. You gotta have them, man. Listen, I like the Nunn. One thing I do like about that Nunn deal, Pudge, Nice, and you guys. Nunn got what, $5, $6, $7 million on this deal. And see, that's why I don't understand why that if LA want Cam Reddish that bad, just trade Cam Reddish for Nunn. That's all. And if they, if the Knicks want to go on a pick or two. I mean, Cam Reddish make $5 million. Nunn make about that. He don't make too much. If I'm not mistaken. I would just do an even swap with them two. And Kendrick Nunn, I like Kendrick Nunn. Even when he was in Miami, he had having probably a tough year this year and the last year with injuries. But he was nice. Kendrick Nunn is nice. He get hot. He can knock him down. But I'm big on right now. Guys, and I don't think we sacrificing the young players, because I think what I do think that is, Grimes is playing. All our young guys is contributed right now. They are. They're literally Grimes playing, RJ playing, Obi playing before he got hurt. IQ playing, even McBride starting to play right now. Tibbs sacrificed Derrick Rose, his boy, for Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? Sacrifice. So that lets you know that you got to get Tibbs credit for that. Listen, and the only reason Derrick Rose might have been a little rough, he hurt the toe. He had the toe the first round. He hurt the toe. Then he came back and had a little ankle, whatever the case may be. But he gave McBride a chance, and McBride got to take advantage of the stuff, guys. He is getting the time. McBride been playing the last couple of games. So he got to make sure he keep progressing and keep getting better so he can stay there. Because it ain't about favoritism. It's who help the team win, and that's why he gave Evan Fournier an opportunity. And Evan Fournier had in the last 3 games, he's been playing all right. But I don't think he's going to be the answer moving forward. I don't think his defense is stellar enough. So we got to get some athletic boys down there, man. And look at when we played the Toronto Raptors. Them cats is athletic all over the place. They can put out forwards in center spots. Guards and forward spots. I mean, but they got a lot of athleticism, and that's just one thing Evan Fournier don't have, and that's what happened at Harkenstein last night. Shot powers. Can you imagine if he should have been able to dunk one of them shots? You know what I mean?
Man.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. See, he couldn't even barely get up the floor. He should have been able to at least go up there and try to dunk one of them putbacks. You know what I mean? That way somebody would have fouled him or he would have rammed it in there. That's the difference. And when we go up against teams like we played last night with that athleticism, them cats can get up, man. And I think iHeart. I ain't throwing no shade at iHeart, but man, that was Charles Smith all over again last night.
Oh man,
God, I'm like, you got to make one of them things, man. But I think no matter which way these teams go, they make a move or they don't make a move. I'm comfortable with the New York Knicks right now. I would love to see them bring in a couple of players, man. Listen, man, the Knicks didn't sign Jalen Brunson for $20-something million. They didn't sign RJ for $20-something million. They didn't give Julius Randle $20-something million. They didn't give my man Mitchell Robinson $15 million just to not go to try to go into playoffs and compete. They didn't do that. They wouldn't have did that. They feel like they just want to be a mediocre team and try to blah blah. Nah, the Knicks built that team to go to the playoffs. That's the way they started building. They knew eventually they're going to catch on and get a player or two somewhere down the line. So I think that's where they at with this thing, man. They start lineup make $100 million. $100 million. They didn't bring in the starting lineup with $100 million. And if Fournier would have been playing in the starting lineup, that would have been $103 million or something like that. So they built this team to get ready to go to the playoffs. That's why they're fighting for the 6th seed. In order for them to catch to get a little better in the playoffs, they're going to have to bring in a couple of other players. That's just the bottom line. That's the facts right there. And then the Knicks is not looking to be some mediocre team, just looking to do. No, these cats setting themselves up to do something. And with the acquisition of Jalen Brunson, like Queen said, I think it's just going to speed up the process. It's going to speed it up. Now, it's somebody going to get sacrificed, but I don't think it's that bad because I do think that Evan Fournier is going to be out of here. Cam Reddish going to be out of here. Who knows who else might be out of here? And they're going to. And that don't mean Deuce McBride won't play. But we got to even think about quickly, Shop. How is the Knicks going to sign Emmanuel quickly? That's why his name is out there. You know what I mean? Are they going to sign him? I wish they would just give him 4 days contract when it's all said and done.
I think me as a Knicks fan, watching the way IQ plays with this team, I'm hoping as a Knicks fan that he says, all right, I like playing with the New York Knicks. The Knicks have, especially if we make it into the playoffs this year or make it into a second round, I think as a Knicks fan that IQ would say, listen, give me 2 years and $25 million or something like that. You know what I mean? $13 million a piece, $26 million for 2 years. Let me stay here for 2 more years. And then if we don't make it to the finals or the playoffs or make a whatever, then I could build my stats over here, and then in 2 years, when I'm about 24 years old, I could look for a trade to a major team. I got credentials. I've been in the league 4 years. I've been playing with the Knicks. We done made it to the second round of the playoffs. My points per game has went from 11 to 16 this year. Next year, 19. The following year, he's ready to get out that contract because now he's big time. Now he's shooting 3-pointers out of the realm, like that. Now I'm thinking that he may take a cut and pay to stay with the team, but if not, he could probably go somewhere and get $25 million for the next 4 years. At some 20 million somewhere for the next 5 years. $100 million. He can go. The way I see IQ playing now, he can be a starter on somebody's team, no question.
That's why I think Washington won. Washington, he right in his backyard. Maryland kid. Washington right now, the Bucks. I think it's the Bucks, the Wizards, and I think they said Toronto. They interested in IQ. You know what I mean? That cat. And Mother Shea. People give IQ sometimes. Talking about the IQ could play basketball. He came in here to third year. He, look at the numbers he putting up compared to his counterpart, Obi Toppin. Not trying to compare each other, I'm saying, but he 11 points in his rookie year, 11 last year, and now he get a chance to get more time to elevate. But I do agree with Alaa Wilder 100%. When RJ and Obi come back, you only need one. That's why I like the Gary Trent thing. Because if RJ come back, you got Gary Trent and Emmanuel Quickly at the 1 and 2 in New York off the bench. That's a nice solid bench. From backcourt off the bench, Gary Trent and Emmanuel Quickly, that's legitimately a nice backcourt right there, Shop Out. Both of them can defend. They both can shoot the 3 ball, and they got game. So that's why I definitely would. That's one of the players I would take him over a lot of them. Is Gary Trent. I just know what this cat can do, man. I like his game all around. I think him and IQ, if they can get him without moving IQ in that backcourt with him, and whatever the case may be, I think you got to do that. And I think unless you're going to go, if you feel like you think McBride got to still be here, then you go get a 3. Then maybe McBride can back up Jalen Brunson and quickly back up Grimes, and then you go get a backup for RJ. So it's either the 2 or the 3. Either you go get a 2 like Gary Trent, or you go get a 3. And that's the only reason I bring the Kuzma name out there, because he's a 3. And he got size at the 3. And it's only for a half a season anyway, a little less than a half a season. So it's not a big deal to me. So because right now, once you move Cam Reddish, so if you would have the hypothetically, Shop Howard, Deuce McBride, Emmanuel Quickly, let's say even if it's Kuzma or somebody else, Jay Crowder, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein or Jericho Sims. The problem what I would be scared of is the playoffs, the experience in the playoff. That's why that's the only reason I mentioned the Crowder, like you said in the Kuzma. Just because of the playoff experience. This team is trying to get to the playoffs. Let's make no mistake about this New York Knicks fan base. The Knicks built this team to get to the playoffs, so when they get there, ain't nothing wrong with bringing in a player or two that's going to help us get there. So I think that's what it is for me.
Yeah, right. I'm once again, man. We right now, all options are open to me for any help in that second unit. You know what I mean? Because once RJ comes back, IQ is going to be in the second unit. You know, pretty much alone. You know what I mean? It's going to be him, and once Obi can start getting some, more defined minutes, it's only going to be him and Obi. Um, who are those two guys going to be playing within the second unit? All right, maybe we can add Sims into that second unit, but who is that? Those other two, the three and the other two. And I mean, we need help, and we need help in that second unit. Some, especially for this year, we're trying to, um, get a little further into the playoffs. You're not. Me personally, I don't think no Levine deal is going to go down into the off season. I don't think no Booker deal is going to go down to the off season and stuff like that. So what we need to do, and I don't think the Knicks want to play in the draft as much. Now with the team that they got, like you said, Divine, we're almost $100 million in our front court. You know what I mean? In our starting five. That doesn't sound like someone that wants to, play into the draft. So a lot of this draft capital that we got may be for bigger trades in the off seasons. And I mean to help bolster a off season trade or something like that. But for right now, any second round picks they want to give up, if they want to give any of these protected first round picks up, and a player with like there's names Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, the same names, the same suspects that are out there, the Cam Reddishes, and give up some of these protected first round picks to get them off the team and bring maybe one or two players back. I'm with it right now, man. I watched last night, that second unit suffered. And the second unit is making the first unit play heavy minutes, even though Tibbs like heavy minutes, but they're playing way more minutes than they did in the earlier games. 34 minutes, 35 minutes was the top in some of these games that we won early in the season. These guys are playing 40 minutes, 39 minutes. I mean, they're playing heavy minutes. Their legs are getting a little warped because they don't have no help from the second unit.
Yeah, real talk. And make no mistake about last night, too, now. You know why Tibbs played them guys heavy minutes last night? Because the other cats wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? He had to play them other cats. The minutes he played quickly and all them cats, Fournier wasn't doing nothing. McBride didn't have it. Hartenstein didn't have it. So he kind of you playing against a contending team. I mean, you talk about a top three team with one of the top five players in the game, and just a skilled team. And Obi didn't have it. He didn't have it. Fournier didn't have it, and Hartenstein didn't have it. So I understand why Tibbs had to play them cats that many minutes last night, especially when you only got a shortened team with no RJ. And I mean, granted, you would do Sims in there. What it would have did with the Hawk, I don't think that's what we lost at. I think we lost on a perimeter anyway. I wasn't even worried about the minutes last night. The Knicks lost on that perimeter for not D'ing people up on a perimeter, getting in their grill. And I think this team is solid. I think they solid, man. I like this team, man. And here's the thing, another team everybody got to keep not a team, but a thought they got to keep an eye on. Remember the year when Trae Young and them went to almost to the Eastern Conference Final with Trae Young, John Collins, Capella, DeAndre Hunter, and Kevin Huerter and them guys. You don't think the Knicks starting five this year is not just as good as that? I think the Knicks starting five this year with Brunson, RJ, Grimes, Randall, Mitchell Robinson is better than that Atlanta team that year that made that run in the playoffs. But what did they have? They had a pretty good bench though. So all we got to do is tighten up our bench a little bit. I think the Knicks are good, man. Anything can happen in the NBA. Look at what happened just now. Look, KD went down for a month. You know what I mean? Anything can happen in the NBA, man. And so that's why this team, I think they just got to keep fighting, keep grinding, go get a couple of players like you and Queen and everybody said, and just go get a couple of players to try to make a run. Anything can happen in the NBA, man. Like I said, literally Trae Young the year when we went to the playoffs against them, they went and beat us, they beat Philly, and moved on. I mean, it can happen. And I don't think that team is better than the team we got now, at least a starting five anyway. You know what I mean? So I hope that we stay locked in with this thing, man, and see what we could do. Because I do think we got a chance to do some good things, man. It's just that we just got to put it all together And believe in the front office, man. They right now, you got to believe in them, man. Listen, no matter what you may think about the Knicks, but listen, man, 22 draft picks in the next so many years. So 11 in the next 4, 5, 7, whatever. You know, they got picks, they got assets, they got aspiring contracts. The Knicks is in a good spot, Sal Powell. I mean, I've been a Knicks fan since the 70s. They never seen us in a good position like this.
You ain't lying, Divine, and that's real. That's Knicks real talk right there. Because this year, 23, they're set up to make a major move. One thing we also have to pay attention to is how these guys that we have on the team right now are playing. The guys like IQ, which I don't want to be moved, but IQ is a piece. You know what I mean? We have to also look for someone like iHeart, which is a piece, a little bit of money. You know what I mean? With the Derrick Roses of the thing, the Cam Reddish of the thing, the Evan Fourniers, and so on and so forth. These guys, after this year, if we don't trade them by the trade deadline, their stocks are high. We sitting here talking now, and we loving the way Randall is playing right now. Randall, and I'm not wishing this, but Randall may not be here next year. You know what I mean? We make a move. We may not see Mitchell Robinson here next year. And I mean, the way that they are stacked up right now, they can make moves make moves with players and draft picks to acquire other bigger and better players next year. So this year is a year for these guys to build their stocks up, see what happens in 2023, see where we're gonna place with these draft picks that we got. And let's go, let's build after this year. But this year, if we make it anywhere to the playoffs and make it to a second round, everybody's stocks is high. So we may not see RJ. Anybody could be up on the track. You know what I mean? Anybody could be up on the track about after next year. That's when you'll start hearing about these things about the Booker, the Levines, these bigger name scorers, these perennial these all-star type of players, you know what I mean, in the off season. This middle season, we need 2 strong veterans right now, 2 pretty decent veterans to get us through this year to see what will happen in 23 going into 24.
Yeah. Hey, Queen, I agree with you 100%. That's what people don't understand. You could bring back, if you get a player coming here, he got 2-3 years left on the deal. If he's gonna make a difference on the team, you get him. I don't have a problem with that. That's why I don't understand what some people. Hey, Queen, you're 100% right. If a player got 2-3 years, it don't matter. If the player gonna benefit the team, bring him in here. You know,
right? Especially in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, bring him in here. You know, ain't like you come. See, that's the only thing. No pun intended. That's why I'm scared of the Levine thing for this only one reason. It's just the money and the injury. That's it. You know, it ain't the talent. I'm scared for the Knicks to take that $200 million salary or whatever it might be after this year. And the end of his contract is like $50 million.
Yeah, 37, 39, 42, 49.8.
Yeah, I'm scared of that, Shop. I'm scared if, God forbid, that man go down. We got another Tony McDyess situation, another Stoudemire situation. And Levine he's not a superstar. He's a star, but he ain't a superstar, though. You know what I mean? But I'm just scared of the money. It ain't got nothing to do with. I've been wanting back Levine in the Knicks for a while because I just think he that good. But for that $200-something million at that position where we got somebody like could get buckets down there, but with Grimes. I'm not saying Grimes is Levine, but I'm saying I don't think that's a position that we got to go after for $200 million. I just can't do that $200 million in that injury, man. That's setting our franchise back 10, 20 years. If you take on that contract and next year he get hurt or something, and we
man.
God, bro, all the stuff that we built up from since Scott Perry got here, getting these draft picks, getting rid of this, keeping one thing I love about what he did, he kept our salary cap flexible. One thing about Scott Perry you got to give him credit for, he drafted pretty decent. Mitchell Robinson quickly, OB Grimes, and he kept our cap space flexible. He wasn't giving out monster deals, taking on 5. And I like what he rewarded our players. You think about everything they did. He rewarded RJ, he rewarded Randall, he rewarded Mitchell, he rewarded Jericho Sims. He rewarded the players that they drafted. Other than they didn't draft Randall, obviously, but he's been a part of the thing for a minute. So I think we just got to stay flexible. But that deal scares me. Booker don't skip it so much, but his do. God forbid that boy get hurt, man. I never live that down, man. So I just think that'd be a disaster for the Knicks. Not when we in a good place. But you never know who might come out there, man. You got to look at a lot of guys, man. I'm not saying we're going to get none of these Luka Doncic and LeBron James and all these guys, but you never know which way this team might fold. And who don't want to play in New York, especially if we winning. If New York winning, this is the place to be. No question about it. If the Knicks is winning, New York City is the place to be, and a lot of players know that. So you just never know. Hopefully we can keep maintaining and keep playing hard and just keeping wins on the board. It's time for this franchise. We haven't been to the championship. I mean, we haven't won a ring since 1973, man. That's 50 years, man. Something is, we got close in the 90s. You know what I mean? I think a lot of our fan base want to see the Knicks get out there and be in them playoffs and get them extra gains. I know James Dolan want to be in there because that's playoff. That's box office money.
That's right. Perennial. That's the word. Perennial. Yeah. They want to be perennial again.
Perennial, yeah. They want to be able to get fans in the stands in the playoffs to fill up seats to make money, so they can go out there and spend money on the players. And I think it's time for the Knicks to take that step, man. We've been rebuilding for a minute. You know what I mean? Granted, my man, what's his name? Steve Mills threw a monkey wrench into that. But yeah, they drafted RJ. And when RJ came in the league his rookie year, he didn't come in here like a lot of these other guys who got drafted with him. He came in here with a bunch of veterans around him. You know what I mean? He never got the keys, took the game handed to him. He had my man Mook Morris, Randall, Portis. He had a lot of guys, even though he got his minutes, don't get me wrong, but when you get drafted at the third spot in the NBA draft, you normally on a rebuilding team. You know what I mean, Shaq Powers? The team rebuilding. But at that year he got drafted, we really went away from the rebuilding. We had to spend the money, but we brought in a lot of veteran players to put around them, and I think it kind of hindered him a little bit. But now that he's on, he's riding, his stock is riding, he's playing well. He every year he's been in the league got better. So RJ went through it not like John Morant, all the guys who have a lot of veterans around him. They gave him the keys. RJ didn't get handed the keys because they had Randall here, you had Mook Morris here, you had a lot of guys. So but he gave him his money because they believe in him. But we only a couple of players away. Whether this year just to get to the playoff, but we only a couple of players away from seeing the Knicks get to that Eastern Conference Finals. Don't remember KD and them cats getting older. Ain't like they getting younger. You know what I mean? They ain't getting younger. KD not getting younger. LeBron not getting younger. The cats ain't getting no younger. You know what I mean? The only ones you're gonna have to contend with now is Giannis and Luka Doncic and John Morant and guys like that. But we just gotta keep it moving, man. Keep it moving, Shop Powder. I think we're gonna be all right. I'm happy with the Knicks this year, man. I like this team, man. I really like the way they built. I think Jalen Brunson acquisition was huge. That's the best thing happened to the Knicks since Carmelo Anthony.
That was a big setup right there. You ain't lying, Devon.
The best thing happened to the Knicks since Carmelo Anthony was Jalen Brunson, and the way he's playing right now, winner, floor general, winner. He's a winner, man. He's a winner. He plays winning basketball, man, and I love that he takes it on his shoulders to be a leader. And I like what they got going on there. And it seems like the team love playing together, man. I really like with the Knicks. They don't no selfishness going on with them right now. It seems like everybody's it's locked in together, man. The chemistry and camaraderie is there. So let's see if we can get this thing popping. But tomorrow is going to be that game, though. Tomorrow going to be that game, man. We got to go in there the next day, give Indiana the business, get back to the 6th spot. I think we will. I think this has been a resilient team all year. Like I said, Shop Powell, so we pretty resilient team, man. We lost 5 in a row. Then they won 5 in a row again, but we won 4 in a row. So they seem like the Knicks have found a way to stay even killed. And I like that about this team because last year, or not last year, since a couple of years before Tibbs got here, that team would have went on a 15-game losing streak. They found a way to stop the bleeding and get their focus back, and they did that. I just think that game last night, man, I wanted that game so bad, bro.
I think every Knicks fan in existence wanted that game bad. I wanted that game so bad too.
Bro. Yeah, that was when we gave that away. 38 points in the fourth quarter, we gave it away. We just gave that game away, man. We would have won that game. We went on another 8-game winning streak. Because we definitely going to handle our business tomorrow. Then we went down to Washington. Then we went over to Detroit. There were winnable games. We would have won 8 games in a row again. But we look
back. We'll get back on another 3-4 game swing right now. Maybe we could get back right on it right now. One loss don't tear it down. You know what I mean? Then we'll just say the last 10 games we went 9-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Hey, I'm telling you, because y'all know what we got coming up. We got the toughest schedule I ever seen. Listen, that schedule coming up in the next couple of days. Oh my goodness, this thing is crazy. Man, let me tell you something. The Knicks got a schedule that you would not believe coming up, man. They got to go out there and ball out because them cats going to have it hard, man. Let's do this before we leave, man. Let's put this Knicks schedule up here right quick in the upcoming game because they got some monster games, man. In real time, I know we went over the other day, but for the chat and everybody who might not recall the schedule, think about it. They got the Pacers tomorrow, right? And once we go to the Wizards, we go to Washington, we go to Detroit. Look at the Knicks schedule coming up after that. They got the Raptors at home. They go to the Wizards. This one, it gets crazy. You got the Hawks on the road, the Raptors on the road, the Cavaliers, the Celtics, the Nets, the Lakers, the Heat, the Clippers, the Sixers. I mean, that's crazy. And then you got the Sixers again. Oh, my God. The Nets again and the Hawks. That schedule is brutal. So that's why we got to go, for this trade deadline or whatever, bring in another player, somebody, a couple more players, man, to give us a little strength because this schedule, the next 10 games or 15 games, man, you play everybody's contenders. You think about the schedule they've got, Cleveland contenders, Celtics contenders, Nets contenders, Lakers will be contenders at the end of the day. Heat gonna ride, they're gonna be there. Clippers got Kawhi Leonard and them guys. The Sixers got Joel Embiid in them. They gonna be the contenders. We playing nothing but contenders. Nets again, the Hawks and everybody. So it's gonna be tough, man. But this is what you'll see. The next 10 games, you'll see what this team made of. I think they're gonna respond real well, though. I think they're gonna respond to it. They're gonna come out there and play. And we just got to make sure when the iron strikes, we ready to get a player here to help us get it, man.
No question, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now, man. And before I get out of here, Devon, because I'm about to get out of here, man. But we'll chat it up tomorrow on the post game tomorrow. Salute to the chat. That is where it's at. All you great guys up here late night with us, representing us, man. Please throw them thumbs up. Send those likes out for us, man. For giving some great content out here to you guys. And thank you, Silent Panel, for coming in here tonight and representing all the people in here. Divine, as always, salute to you, Divine. I get up with you a little earlier tomorrow so I can get the and maybe we could work out another way to do the, the thing we've been, and then I'll talk to you in a little bit. I'll talk to you in the morning when I get off.
Yes, sir, my brother. Be good, man. I'll talk to you later on.
You already.
Peace. Yo, salute to the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Queen was in the building with us, man. Y'all know what it is. Dope Soul Sports Talk, man. MBK fan was in the house with us tonight. Queen, we appreciate you getting in here with us. Didn't know I was going to be in this long. The door is always open anytime. And anybody, you always welcome up in here, man. You know that. So I didn't know we were going to go this long, but there was fire because y'all got fire going up in there. When the chat on fire like that, I got to stay represented. But we'll be on tomorrow, man. 6:15 the pregame game day. Knicks will talk game day. We'll be on tomorrow on pregame 6:15. Hopefully Knicks get down there at the World Most Famous Arena and get this win, get this loss from off of them, man, and brush it off, watch it off, whatever. And get ready to go ahead and battle the Pacers. Nice young team, a lot of young talent. They're going to come hard to play. They got a lot of good three-point shooting, which is Achilles heel last night. So we got to get back at it, man, and get it popping. Hopefully this time, I'm hoping the J Boogie track play loud and clear. I'm going to close with J Boogie's track because, like I said, man, J Boogie, my brother, salute to you, man. I know, like I said, man, it's a pretty tough day, your anniversary of your mother. I know how that go, man. Mon Duke, Old Earth, I get it. So, we here for you. That's why we're going to throw the track up here again. Hopefully the sound come in. I don't understand why I didn't do it. So if it don't come in now, I apologize. I got to figure what's going on with that. But let's get it, man. Let's go in here and hopefully these Knicks can prevail tomorrow. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. Core Mega, Sedina, Piece of the God, Allah Wise, Queen, Steph, Met Nick fan. Let's go Aboriginal. Piece of everybody, man. Once a Nick, always a Nick. You know how you do. Lewis Luck. I don't want to leave nobody out, but I have to. Plus, nice, P nice. You already know what it is. My man Will Cruz, salute to you. Everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming in tonight, man. It's always a pleasure chopping up with you guys and all y'all wise ladies and gentlemen up in there. Keeping Knicks real talking and in y'all perspective. So let's get it. Wayne, to my man Wayne Peterson, long time Wayne, Almighty Finesse. Thank you for coming on the panel, man. We appreciate you as well. Everybody, man. Let's go get it tomorrow. We need that win, man. We need it in the worst way. We just want to keep this thing going, man. Get to 23 and 19, 4 games over 500. Still looking we move probably tied. We be back up in the 6th spot. Pardon me, in the Eastern Conference, still looking pretty legit, man. So let's go get it tomorrow. We really need that win. But everybody, man, thank y'all for coming tonight. Parrish was in the building with us, man. Core Mega, like I said. Everybody, man, thank y'all for coming in. Parrish, Doug, my man Johnny Davis. all the, the cats and locals up in there. Jay Boogie was in the chat with us, man. And I'm gonna drop that 5 for Jay Boogie. And if it don't get no sound, I apologize. I had to work on that another way, man, the next time. But I just want to let the brother know we in here for you. So Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shout Powers, the chat, that's where it's at. Let's get that Jay Boogie fire popping. And we'll see you cats on the next one, man. Knicks Real Talk. I'm out. It's your man Divine. It's a chat. That's where it's at. We got Jay Boogie fire right here. Let's get it. Real Talk. Here we go. Hopefully we get some audio, man. If it is, part of me. If it don't. Hey, somebody give me a thumbs up if you hear the sound.
Real life, real situation.
This is my life, my life, my life, my life.
Yo, can y'all hear that?
Ain't no word bigger than Mars unless they're talking about God.
I'm so proud to say that I'm
Yes,
so
sir.
proud.
This for all the mothers.
This is my life, my life, my life, my life. You my sunshine. Who the clock see your smile? I'm so proud to say that I'm your child.
My moms, they gave us all birth. I be the last, but blessed to say that I'm the first. The 9 months feel like years ago. So many years. My tears drop, my eyes face with heaven closed. Who ever thought I'd be seeing her from TV? No, I miss your beautiful smile. And you see me like, that's your child, mom finally made it. Made it through all the ones you know that hate it. You know the ones that said you had a bad child and couldn't see nothing good in my lifestyle. I'm feeling sorry for the things I did, like stealing candy out the store as a little kid. My first beat, you really taught me a lesson. But what it was, you really gave me a blessing. Punishment took away my TV. For 2 weeks, I couldn't have no company. Nobody can come over there.
This is my life, my life, my life, my life. You my sunshine. Through the clouds see your smile. I'm so proud to say that I'm your child. This is my life, my life, my life, my life. You my sunshine.
Every mother in the world.
Clouds see your smile. I'm so proud to say that I'm your child.
Pain, no sorrow, she in a better place. Look in the mirror, reflected, I see my mom's face. My first step in my life after my last call. When pops left, just showed me how to play ball. Showed me the difference from a dad and how to be a father. Martin Luther, your dreams and let nothing stop you. Ain't nobody more special than moms. Throughout your good and your bad, she gon' always be your mom. Always love a child, always a smile, always your joy, always girl or boy. Be a queen, I'm raised to be a king. Respectfully, then love your moms. If you're feeling me, I'ma shed a tear. What you feeling? What I mean, I know a spirit's in here. Hey, you love yours, I love mine. I got my head to the sky. Then love your mom's while she living her life, alright? Right?
This is my life, my life, my life, my life. You my sunshine.
All the beautiful
I
mothers.
see your smile, and I'm so proud to say that I'm your child.
Appreciate them.
This is my life, my life, my life, my life. You my sunshine.
Appreciate
I
them.
see your smile, I'm so proud. Baby, I'll sacrifice everything to you, no matter the cost. Worth the price, because you are my life. I raised you, I pray I did it right. I pray I did it right. Through all your ups and downs, I'll never leave your side. But your mama's always gonna fight, yeah.
Thank you.
You are my life, my life, my life, my life, my sunshine. And you make me smile. I'm so proud. Yeah, you're my child.
I see you.
You are my life, my life, my life. You're my sunshine. I see your smile and I'm so proud.
Every day your mom's is living. Every day she breathing. Don't wait for that one day to celebrate her. Live her every day of the year. She's your sunshine.
Sunshine. All over the world. You are
Jay Boogie, salute my brother. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Knicks Real Talk, man. We'll see you cats on the next one. We out of here, man. Peace. Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat, that's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that, you don't care for hyperbole, you straight fact. Man to right with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in 10 books as they cook my game plan. Let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we afraid the fan base, like the late Anthony Mace. Drink the logo when there's airspace that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's any dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, salute, run them up, salute, peace.